Hello.
Why,
Hello, everybody. Hey, welcome to Soundtale Productions. We are going to be playing some Pathfinder 2nd Edition for you tonight. This is our Heroes of Histaeria campaign series. This is our Sandsea Saga campaign. Our good old rootin' tootin' pirates. Pirate crew.
Yes.
Yes, you guys are pirates, right? Before we jump in, aye, that's the correct answer. Let's go around. We'll do a quick round of hellos with our players. Let's start with Pimania Knuckle.
Oh, hello. I'm Pimania Knuckle. My real name is Hannah.
You're so cool.
Are you a cowboy?
Shut the fuck up.
Sounds like you're a cowboy.
And I was not prepared for this. In the zone. Okay. Hi, I'm Hannah. I'm playing Pimania Knuckle, everyone's favorite charming gnome bard with a knack for lying. When I'm not here playing Pimania, I'm playing a slew of other characters on this channel. So go check out our other campaigns: Unearthed Inheritance, Outlaws of Alkenstar. What else? We got some Terra Mahia stuff. Check it all out. It's good stuff. Okay, that's me.
That's how you do it, guys. That's how you do it. That's
pure
how you do it.
professionalism.
And scene.
Takes the landing. All right, Nigel, show us how not to do it.
Yeah, I'm Nigel, played with Nasa Elwins. Good day to you, everyone.
Solid, honestly.
A different approach.
It's good.
Not bad.
Luna loses your hero point.
Maybe we should start doing hero points for intros.
Oh,
We give them out for everything
then I
else.
might put some effort into it.
Oh shit!
So
right,
I'm
Edenor.
Max. I'm playing Edenor today, our lovely exemplar, who is very excited to do some last rites and get everything squared up in this lovely day. Hashtag blessed. Only the gods will decide.
Damn. The way you looked at the camera when you said, "Oh my god."
If we ever invent television in this universe, we should not allow Edenor on the television. He's going to make a mega
I
church, and
say.
it's going to be awful for all of us.
Oh boy.
Anyway,
Keep the hate out of your hearts. Only
You'll
hate the people
feel the
who
light.
believe us.
all right. I think it's my turn, everybody. So shut up.
Okay.
My name is Rulen Hamilton Rodriguez. You can call me Ollie, or like is the Stratus, as I'm known everywhere else on the internet. I am the captain of the Merry Folk. And you can find me everywhere else as far as, my things that I do are right here on Stealthy Elf Production. I'm the creator of Terra Mahia, and I run most of the games of that right now. And we have a whole bunch of plans for it in the future as it is something we have full control over. That's fun to fuck around with,
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Shut up, Nigel. You busted ass builds.
Someone's all salty.
All right.
Well,
So that's
sodium.
me, and I'm excited to get back into this game. All right.
Guys, I think Ollie might have taken it for best intro.
Oh, damn it.
It's
You
just
got
gonna
to go
yell.
last.
It's a benefit. No. Don't worry. I'm not gonna take any hero points for that, but I will take a hero point for this, as if you don't mind. I'll do a recap for you now.
Oh, hang
Yeah.
on. Let me say hello first, and then you can go ahead. Hi. All right, go ahead. Hey guys, I'm
Very
David,
important.
GM of all the Heroes of Hysteria stuff, and occasionally I show my face over on Tales Archive, so go check out Tales Archive. All right, now you can go.
All right. Captain's log. I still don't know the dates in this universe. Well, Azafast showed up like white knights on a rotted horse. I don't know who the warning shot was supposed to scare most. The con host or, the Ironwood. Either way, they saved us from having to deal with those bastards. We're still reeling from Ralavin. I don't know where he is yet, and that's not great, but I'm sure we'll find out real soon, honestly. Bastards like him and Silverheart, they never really seem to die. Of course, this monstrosity of overcompensation they'll call a ship is a nice little reprieve. but it is unfortunately led by Silverheart himself and his rancid crew members. Of course, they're not all bad. Some of them seem to be pretty new, and I hear they're using me as propaganda. I'm almost honored if it wasn't so appalling. But no, the rest of the crew do seem interesting. There's a mix of elves and Denathians. Spent some time with one, MP3. Interesting person. Seemed more interested in the truth than the propaganda. I wonder who else is like him. Got to spend some time with one of Luna's old elf buds, too. I think his name was Derry Braveheart. I don't really remember. Something like that. He's a bit posh and, you know, as a Fastian, but he seems genuine. Really seems like he wants to help the Ironwood, or at least trusts in the mission. And even invited us to a fancy dinner. I'm sure he's going to regret that soon. Everything was actually going pretty well until he mentioned the Emperor. I was able to see Luna's entire brain just go off, gears turning. Something doesn't seem right. And, you know, even if Derry really does believe in his mission, Azafast might be up to more than what they say. I don't think I can let them just rebuild the world that was before. But that's for another day. Right now, we have to bury Lenza, fix up our ship, and oh my god, fix everything. Everything, actually. We have to fix fucking everything. All right, I'm gonna stop writing. I have to go work. That's it.
Beautiful. Awesome.
Your
Excellent.
camera's doing crazy stuff.
Perfect
by the way.
timing for the camera zoom. What?
Yeah.
I don't know what's up with my camera. It's been fucking weird lately.
If you go like this, does it zoom in?
Yeah, I think it's a pinch or a hand.
It's gonna do it
You
at like
just-
a random
Just
Try
keep
voting.
doing random hand motions in the meantime, and we'll just continue with the session. All right.
Sounds good.
Wait, I have a gift for
Okay.
this.
So,
just zooms in
Thank you for this.
on the
Hey,
emphasis. There it is.
hey, what'd you do?
I think it's when I
Your
go, like,
nose?
you pinch my nose or something, but it only does it sometimes.
Anyway, Ollie, go ahead, take your hero point. So, Ollie, you have 2 hero points. Edenor, you have 1 hero point. Pim, you have 1 hero point. And Luna, you actually have 2 hero points because there is a quick redaction that I have to do from last session.
Oh yeah.
Nigel suggested something that I really, really, really like, so it's going to become the canon. In last session, when we talked about the Emperor, I had just picked a random date. I'm going to be honest. I didn't really have much of a plan for when the Emperor came back.
Wow. What a great
The Emperor's
GM we
approved.
have.
Yeah. What do you know? I'm making this shit up as I go along.
How dare he?
Right? But after the session, Nigel messaged me and suggested, what if the Emperor came back on the same day that you all shifted back into the Pathfinder universe from the D&D game? So,
What does it mean?
I know, right? Isn't it
Sus.
brilliant? It is sus. So, yes, that is absolutely what happened. So, just rewrite your brains. Evu7 says that you all returned, that the Emperor returned on. Fuck it, I don't even remember the day. I wanna say it
Azarius,
was-
the 21st.
6th or 25th or something like that. 26th.
No, it
or
will
25th.
be Emperor Cusco. Cusco's emperor.
Of Alizaros. So, Nigel, for that wonderful suggestion that might save the canon, you get 1 hero point, my friend. Enjoy it.
Use it wisely.
All right.
Now I'll take 1 away for my intro.
Yeah.
Good day, he says. Good day to you.
Your intro's going to be that bad that you will just even it out.
Yeah.
We played 2 weeks ago, Dear Diary,
Yeah.
in that order. Okay, so you guys are back on the Oka's Will. You guys have just left the Cipher, the ship from Azafast, that, as Lycus so accurately recounted, seems to be compensating for something, and definitely sending some sort of message, whether it means to or not. The party, as you are making your way down, I just want to remind you, you haven't decided where you're going as of yet. Where are you going? Where are you taking this ship of yours?
Well, I mean, we need to get her fixed, right?
Dock it on the where we docked it before.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I
the
think so.
Nebula Skydock. Okay. Let's say you ask Blue Reed if you can use her Skydock. I don't know if you do or not.
Hang on. I will do that.
You will do that. Okay.
Hey, Blue Reed,
Yep,
can we
use it.
use your Skydock?
Nailed it. All right.
Ah.
Oh, is she
What
with
a-
us right now?
Yeah, she's on the ship with you. She was one of the
Oh,
people
right.
kept in a cell that was
Have
you ever let them out?
I believe
We
Adenor
did.
did let them out at the end.
At the end, yeah.
Adenor
Okay,
did.
okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Blue Reed had a lot of
to make
questions at the time. And you know what? Here, let's do this. Let's actually play the game a little bit.
Just
When you guys are making your way back onto the ship, a couple things happen. Not only do you make your way back onto the ship, right, and you find Blue Reed and Pen cleaning up some of the planks of wood that are, just from around the ship, collecting debris as it was, broken up and destroyed by the elemental hurricane. You also catch a glimpse of Brina Knackle making her way across the deck of the Cypher, coming over from the water drake, which was tied up on the far side, and you can see a couple of androids are kind of giving her a little bit of a hard time. She's giving them a little bit of sass. You can easily ascertain that she was meant to stay on her own ship, and at some point she made it over to the water drake, and they have no idea when. But she's just kind of teasing them for not knowing. She makes her way back onto the deck, and you can see immediately Brock tries to talk to her, but she does her best to avoid him.
Clocking
Something I
that.
just wanted to mention. All right. Good clock.
trouble
Okay.
in paradise.
A
TikTok.
divorce?
Hey.
Hey.
No.
Welcome back to Love Island.
Love Island Hysteria.
No
What
love.
love boat.
I would like to approach her.
Brina or Blue Reed? Which of the
Brina.
B-gnomes would you like to choose? Brina?
Well,
Yeah,
Blue Reed first. Let's
You're-
get set up with the fixes.
sure.
Okay. Blue Reed.
Blue Reed is collecting. Yeah. He's like, oh, you guys are back. Hey.
Hey, yeah. So, you're like one of the best shipwrights we know. Any chance you could get our ship in better shape than it's in now? If we were to, like, I don't know, say, park our ship here for a little while?
He's got a bundle of the debris, the chunk planks of wood in her hand. She looks away from
here,
you,
let me help
Pim.
you with that. I'll help her.
You take the pieces of wood. She doesn't fight you on it. First thing I will note, Pim, just because I don't know how much of the wood on this ship you've handled. I know Luna's handled a bits and pieces.
Please don't
in
say
her
it.
construction.
Who's been
Do you
handling
want to
that wood
rephrase
all
that,
right.
maybe?
Oh.
Luna's handled some wood on the ship.
Oh my god.
The ship is from the air element, from the elemental plane of air, right? As you are handed these pieces of wood, they are incredibly light. It feels, honestly, almost lighter than air. You're basically holding them. There's gravity to them, but they are very, very light. Like there's almost no resistance in your arms. You know that your ship, for the most part, is made out of that.
Oh. Well, maybe you didn't need help.
Yeah, your ship's, well, literally out of this world, I guess.
Yeah.
You said you needed to fix her up?
But yeah, we're kind of looking at some improvements. First, we really just need to patch the holes, right, and get her in flying condition. But is that something you think you could do in the next, little bit? How long would it take?
She looks at the damage and says, to be honest, Pim, I don't know if I even really want to help you fix this ship.
Why not?
Because ever since I've met you guys, it's been trouble. It's been just... You come back, you say you have my dad, then he never comes back. Yeah, you guys found my sister, but then she turned out to be some sort of monster? And then, and like at this point, tears are kind of welling up in her eyes. I have no idea what happened to her. You guys came back, and nobody's told me what's happened to Gina.
You're right. I'm sorry. Why don't we sit down and I'll tell you everything. I'll answer all your questions, and I'm an open book. I'm not trying to hide anything from you. We've just kind of been going from one thing to the next for a while here, so. But I want to tell you everything that you deserve to know.
Well, Pim, it's not just you that worries me.
Hmm.
Your whole crew seems to just bring trouble. Lensa trusted you all. And now I'm hearing that she's dead.
She was killed by a man named Ralavan.
Yeah, the same psycho that put me and Penn in a cell. How do I know, if I help you guys, that I'm not just bringing more shit down on me?
Well, in this day and age, I can't ever guarantee that it's not gonna rain shit from the sky, so to speak. But what I can say is the chaos that was here in this city before we got here, or rather, the chaos was here before we got here. We came in with intentions to help.
Yeah,
And
it looks like you guys just made it worse, though.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
please do.
I know that I don't.
Yeah,
really
and
know.
the whole crew, like, this is happening on the
Mhm.
deck.
You two know each other. I don't really know you, so I don't want to let. Is it really any better if all of this horrible things are happening if you just can't see them? Is that really any better? All of this was gonna happen regardless. The Ralavan would have taken over. He would have killed Lensa. All of this chaos was already on its way. All we did was allow everyone to see it happening in front of them. Would you rather everything be taken from you in the night when you can't see it? Or would you rather be able to see what's happening? How you're being fucked by whoever wants to do this? I am sorry that things went poorly. I wish we had done better. We should have done better. But all we did was see everything was bad. Make sure everybody else could see it. And then try to fight. That's all. That's just it. That's my 2 cents. Again, you guys know each other. I'm not really.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Captain. He's right. I mean, the stuff that we fought was going to come to this town regardless. In fact, it's lucky that we were here to help you. I don't know what would have happened if we weren't. And I'm, really sorry about what happened to Gina. It's awful. It's really, really awful. And I can't do anything about that. But I can promise you that we are here to help, and that we're on the same side, and that we're doing everything we can to bring a little peace to this place.
I get diplomacy checks.
Yeah.
One from him. Lycus, if you would like to attempt to aid, you may do so as well.
I would love to attempt to aid.
Yeah.
Ugh, that was a bad one.
All right. Well, is that what you're going to stick with?
No, I have a couple of points to throw around. I'll try again.
Oh no!
Motherfucker, are you kidding me? Are you
Okay.
kidding me?
Is that what you want to stick with?
Oh no!
You
It's
fucking
okay.
kidding me?
It's just an aid check.
I'll be transparent with you guys. This check will determine whether or not Brina will help you. A critical success,
Blurried.
she will continue to help you guys. Blurried. A regular success, she will agree to help you this one time, and you can attempt to convince her on future occasions. A failure, she will not agree to help you this time, and you can attempt to convince her on future attempts. A critical failure, she is not going to help you at all. Ever. So,
And then her
What's your
usefulness will
modifier?
have worn out.
Lycus, isn't it really good?
and then Edinora's like, well,
My modifier is plus 16, so that was a
so it's still.
2 plus 16, so 18.
I think it's still a success, right? 18 is a regular success.
18 is a regular failure.
Oh, is
For
20
the
the DC?
aid, though. That was the aid.
Yeah, for the aid.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Let me see if I got something here.
Because you just don't aid then, right?
Are you looking at the
Yeah,
typical
that's true.
DC, Hannah?
Yeah,
I see.
for an aid.
Oh yeah,
check.
that's right. That's right. It is. Yeah, you're right. There is a regular thing. DC.
GM could
18.
adjust it, but yeah.
DM could adjust it, but no, I don't
But
normally.
GM doesn't want to.
So it's a regular success. Then yeah, regular success, a plus
Okay.
1.
Okay.
an 18.
See?
Good job.
No bad.
Nice job, Hannah. Good looking at the
Well,
rules.
I
Hannah,
don't think
I'll also give you a
Hannah's
hero
rolled
point.
yet.
Oh.
Hannah has not. But
Okay.
take a hero point for being on top of the rules.
Okay, I will
Hell
take
yeah.
that hero point. Thank you. Okay, I also have a plus 16, plus 17 with your aid.
Okay.
25.
25. That's what you're going with.
You do have 2 hero points now.
I did just get a hero point. Should I do it?
Odds are in our favor. We're below average right
True.
now.
I'm gonna do it.
What was your dice roll again? Sorry.
It was
an
an
8.
8.
That was an 8.
Oh, right.
Should we go for the crit?
You can see.
Let's go for the crit.
Let's try. Let's try. Let's try.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay,
And
we're
you don't know
rolling
the
dice.
DC. You don't know. Hang on. You don't know the DC for this part.
Right.
You know the DC for aid check.
I understand.
All right.
Yep.
So you don't know which side of
Is it
crit,
24?
success or fail you on.
I'm doing
Is it
it.
25. Just keep.
No.
All right, you got to do it now.
Now I have to. Now I have to use both of them. No.
What a way for
Yeah.
David to just fish out
Okay.
every
Oh,
last
there we go.
aid.
Hey.
Every last hero point.
Worth it.
Oh,
This is
I
important.
Why? Thank you.
Dude,
So
like, this is
17
great.
plus 17 is 34.
34.
Okay.
34.
34.
That's
A
juicy.
34
Hell.
is a critical success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Was it 24?
It was 24.
Alright.
I'm
Can I
so
just
good at
hand her
this.
this list of
I'm so
blueprints
You are
you
good at
want?
this.
Yeah. Yeah, you can give her while she's kind of mourning her family and, learning to trust you all. Yeah, this is a perfect time. Just hand over the blueprints and we'll
Just
get right
put a
to
pat on
it.
the back. I'm so sorry. Also, if you could make this little library for us, we have an idea. Gym, and let's walk away.
I
Feel
will
free
say
to
too.
more-
You
Feel free
swap
to
the
cry
planks
on
of
the
wood with
job.
wood.
It's safer that way,
Oh, damn.
just to be more efficient.
I will say too, because we don't really know above table. We don't know why. I mean, we kind of suspect like why Gina was selected for this transformation. We assume it's. Do we? I mean, I was just thinking we could like talk with Blurried a little bit and try to get some insights
I
into.
can tell you, it's a combo thing. One, initially probably took Gina as a way because knowing that Gina was kind of a genius to try and develop things in the future, for
Mhm.
example. and then Gina ended up where they ended up at the end. Probably like, I don't know, a hit on us, knowing that we were close to her. Like it's probably something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, we'll just go forward
Paladin
with
being
the
a dick.
diplomacy check.
Ralvin could be a dick. Ralvin is usually a dick. All right. Yeah. Success with the diplomacy check. Henceforth, Blue Reed will always be helpful to you guys. That
Always?
being said, yeah, that's a critical success. You don't have to repeat the checks.
Wait, question, Hannah, don't you have that thing with NPCs that it brings it up a level or something?
Only
like
if I'm lying. I wasn't lying that time.
that? Oh, okay. Okay, just a second. Never mind.
This time. I mean, with a critical success, it's a critical success. So you are able to convince Blue Reed. You won't require future checks for her help. Now, that doesn't mean that her help is free.
Right.
You still have to pay for it.
Oh, we got money.
Okay, good. Because yeah, fixing this, and I'll just get into we'll just go above table real quick. She'll explain to you guys, yes, she's willing to help. She doesn't have access to the same materials that your ship is made out of.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's going to be made out of ironwood. So we're going to have to try and balance. What is a good balance between bulk? So like, I'm going to assume if we're going to add more ironwood, it's going to impact our speed for sure. And maybe depending on where, I don't know if like AC, does that come into play, or is it just, or we need like a lot more for that to...
It would probably give us hardness, right?
Yeah, it could very well give you hardness. So it kind of depends on how you guys want to arrange it. Like, if you wanted to take planks from, like, let's say the hull and, put it around, because right now her plan is to just make an ironwood room around the sensor. Basically,
Which might be pretty dope.
Yeah, just replacing the one that you guys had there before. This is only going to be one room currently, though. So it's not going to like throw off your stats immediately.
Sure.
Okay.
Mhm.
Additional upgrades, especially those made with ironwood, though, like Nigel is saying, that is going to start to play a role. You can totally, if you wanted, bless you, if you wanted to, let's say, like alter the hull to be an ironwood hull, I would totally be down to do
we
like a
got
higher
readers.
hardness.
Thank you,
Hey,
Valeria.
readers.
Welcome in. Welcome
Wow.
in.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Tell us what you were playing. What's up? How you doing?
How's it going? We're talking ship
Shipbuilding.
schematic.
We're trying to repair our
Shipbuilding.
ship.
So-
Fix it up.
So she can replace the hull with ironwood planks for you, right? And then you salvage planks from the original hull and use that elsewhere if you want it. But if you're starting to do like a lot more ironwood, then yeah, that is going to affect the stats. It'll reduce the speed, like Nigel is saying, and probably increase the AC and hardness.
Well,
I'm thinking we could probably get a bit of an AC upgrade. We have plenty of speed. We could reduce our speed and still be better than half of the ships in the sky. And I look over at like the destroyed surface of Oka. I think maybe we should toughen her up a little bit, just a little bit, considering. And it looks back at the cannon on the the Azaphastian ship. Some of the things we're up against.
yeah.
Yeah, this massive, massive cannon that is longer than your entire ship, just at the top of the biggest ship you've ever seen, also made of metal.
So David, do you have any idea if it's like if we replace like what percent, like if we replace 20%, for example, that equals X?
Yeah, we can take a look at the numbers. I would probably just do like a stick with the cannon.
We could probably do like that specifically. Maybe we could do that like off
Yeah.
screen, because then we start to get like really mathy.
Yeah.
Just
I will
bring it
say
up for now.
she can basically, maybe with the help of the automata that you guys have, if you're willing to spare it, she can probably get Oka's room fixed within like 24 hours.
Nice.
But just that one room.
Okay, so let's do ironwood for the room, because that's kind of extra protection for that little spot that needs protection anyway. And then if we can
the ship's hard.
salvage some of the original wood to patch and like get her in full fast flying condition, That's what I would suggest.
Okay. To salvage the wood, let's take a crafting check. Let's leave this up to the players a little bit. You guys can designate someone who you think. Let's be real. I know who it's going to be.
Yeah, I think Luna.
Luna, go get some wood.
Why, Tim, why
Luna
don't you
is
go
the
ahead?
best at getting wood. We have talked about this.
Yeah,
That's
It is
true.
all
Luna's-
about land plank.
it's canon.
Luna
Yeah.
knows the wood.
Knows her way
Yeah.
around a wood. What do you
All
want
right.
from me?
No, nothing. I
Oh.
was joking.
Okay, thank God.
Luna's our
Not
wood
on a
expert.
skill.
Okay, so
Roll for wood.
I'll do.
Yep.
Making sure. Do I have anything to? My chance.
I rolled a 3.
Is this a situation where guidance can
Not
come into
doing
play,
great with
or is
wood.
it a longer term thing?
No, you can go ahead and use guidance here. This is like an instant, like while you guys are, the ship is taking off, making its way down towards the Neverland Skydock. So yeah, you can totally start collecting, and we can also say like during some downtime and stuff. Yeah, I'll just write the same check.
So she's gonna put on her crafting
Goggles.
eyepiece on, and then she's gonna make a roll. It's gonna be super high. For show.
God,
Calling
high.
a shot.
why did you say that?
Hey,
Okay, not
it's
too
actually
bad.
pretty good.
It's above average.
32.
Not bad.
Ooh,
32 is a crit success.
yeah.
You're able to find. We'll go with. Let's say 2d6 plus a number. Okay, plus a really good number. All right. Yeah, you're definitely above average. I don't want to put I don't have like an exact number for it, but let's say it's
Yeah.
above 10. And above 10 is good. We want above 10.
This
Okay,
is good.
great.
This is
Yeah,
good.
you guys, if you guys, so we'll just kind of keep that in stock. Well, you guys talk to me like, and we can also kind of say this is even a little bit RP with Blue Reed. What's the plan? Like once you guys you have a dinner tomorrow. You have a dinner in about 24 hours.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
I think we just focus on getting patched up and worry about the rest later on for
You
upgrades.
also keep in mind you also have a crew
Mhm.
that you have crew members that need rescuing. So how long are we
Yes,
going
we
to
do
be?
have to-
Yeah, that should
I think
be...
we do that. We do that dinner, then we dip.
We have
gotta
to
get
get the
out.
ship in ship shape
Yep.
because we're invading an enemy. If
Mhm.
we do the dinner, which I think we should, because while I don't want to, our crew is too important to just not offer or ask for support.
Also,
So
free food and drinks.
free food and drinks, always great.
Mhm.
And while we're there, maybe we can negotiate with your friend, see if he can offer
Daria.
some support. Thank you, Derry. We can offer some support and
Dairy,
maybe
dairy.
help us get our the rest of our crew back. I'm sure he'd love to meet your wife.
Call him DB.
Mm, You all didn't have to bring that up when we were in there. She's not my wife.
Well,
Well,
That was-
legally
Yes,
speaking,
I was
I do recall.
I am a representative of the
he's a man of the cloth.
I was
of the
tricked.
pantheon.
I did not give my consent.
Not in
prior
all
to this
cultures is that
arrangement.
required.
The very least you can do is say married in the centaur culture.
Yes, the centaur.
Uh,
The
Still
centaur
drinking when someone
centaur.
says
you are
centaur?
centaur married.
Centaur
Fair
married.
enough.
Okay.
You're centaur married wife.
Centaur
So-
tar.
I'll
here's
take that as a
here's the
compromise.
thing. I feel a little weird about going to a party when our people are kind of out there somewhere and we don't know where they are. Should we try to get them first?
Well, we have to do
No.
repairs.
Yeah.
First.
The repairs will take a certain amount of time, but also, like I said, I think we need to. They're not just going to offer us free help. They're here for the Ironwood. We are. I mean, Luna might be here, but we are still a band of pirates.
Yeah.
If we want the resources, we're probably going to have to grease some palms or
Schmooze.
something. Exactly.
I can do that.
And if our crew are still alive, another day isn't going to risk them anymore. If they are alive, it's because they want them to be. Otherwise, they would have killed them long before. They've had them for days or hours. I can't really tell. One day. They've had them for a day.
Maybe the people
Water drink.
trying to find the right word for this. The affluent people aboard this fancy ship, maybe they could help us somehow find our people? Do they have tools? Do they have spells? Something?
We know
Well,
where
that-
they are.
Yeah,
do?
we
We already have. Yeah, we already have the location because it was going to be a trap.
only problem is that it's a conquering host fortified location.
Oh, wait,
is
what?
a-
Where are they? Above table. Hannah can't remember.
Yeah, same Hannah.
It was like an old mine, I think.
Yeah,
We
it's
found out when we went to the.
Oh, it's the place where the rocket was being built back in
No, before-
Pim
farther
Zero.
out.
It's
No?
Farther,
North of
yeah.
that.
Farther in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a like outbase, like a camp they
Mhm.
had. And yeah, if we're going to go into literal enemy territory, considering some of the enemies we've encountered, we might want some backup.
Yeah.
At this point, I just want to confirm a couple things. Lycus and Edenor, you guys are pretty much mostly correct. The enemy camp is in the Iron
Sounds about
Hills.
right.
You
Pretty
do
much
have I think you have a map that was given to you
Yeah.
guys by Lensa, right? So if you guys want, you can roll that out. You do have like a layout of their camp map. But as the party is talking about this, and maybe we're probably let's say characters, you all move to the stateroom. This is where you were going over plans with Brina a little bit about repairs. I think just in case just for timeline wise, yeah, she can get the Oka's Will like housing done if you guys want to go. That takes about 24 hours. If you guys want to go after the camp, once that's done, that'll also give you the chance to do the dinner.
Yeah.
Perfect.
As
Let's do
she's
that.
exiting and you guys are all talking about, how you're going to approach this, her place in the room is traded as somebody else slips into the room. Another gnome, a very familiar face, Brock Knackle, who has a very kind of dour expression on him, a little bit darkened, not his normal upbeat, jovial self, as he comes into the room and he says, well, if you want answers about the conquering host, I know someone you can talk to. Someone I've been trying to talk to.
Him, your mama.
Yes,
Where is she?
she's right. Isn't she right here? Or no?
No, you can go get her.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
she's
if
not
you guys
in the
want her, like, yeah. If you guys want her, like, we can get Brina in here. And, like, just-
Yeah.
summon
Yeah,
her
let's
forth.
let's get mom.
all right. Roll to summon mother.
Mama! Mama!
Natural one, she died.
Oh,
Natural one. Natural one. It's actually a hell demon.
Lucky 13.
step on a crack, break your mama's back.
Hey Brock, how's everything with Brina? You guys okay? It doesn't seem. No.
Don't. Just.
Yeah.
Pim has just stuck her head outside of the stateroom into the hallway, and she's just going, Mom! Mom! Like a annoying teenager.
In short order, Brina is making her way down the hallway. And she's like, I'm right here, darling. There's no need to yell.
Oh, sorry. Well, come on, we got some questions for you.
That makes sense. All right.
How does she look? Does she look like nervous or rock?
She does. No, I would say you know your mom pretty well. Brina's a pretty calm sort of individual, especially under the face, in the eyes of pressure.
That's where I get it. Cool, collected.
That's where you
persona.
get your calm, cool, collected persona.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it's definitely genetic. Brina, though, I want to remind everybody, is a umbral gnome. So while Pim and Brock are, the more traditional gnomes that you might be familiar with, Brina is like very, very pale, like deathly pale, with straight white hair, bound in a very efficient sort of braid. Imagine of pale, gnomish Lara Croft.
Mm.
Okay.
Cool.
Just a
Man.
very thick layer of sunscreen on,
Wait.
even though it's eternal twilight.
Yeah.
The important
Yeah, she
question,
would-
though, yeah.
No, I was going to say, yeah,
Mhm.
she would sunburn into twilight. That's how Umbral Gnome she is.
Ugh, relatable.
Are we saying like everything like Lara Croft?
Yeah, for the most
Triangles.
He's asking about triangle titties, yeah.
That's my mother,
part.
Luna.
That's
her
we've
mother.
advanced. Technology has advanced since then.
Yeah, but you know what? For your imagination, I want you to remember those pixels.
Those
my God.
triangles. Okay.
Everybody
my
else is in
imagination
HD
works in
except
8-bit.
for Brina. Brina's like in 16-bit.
That's how we should imagine our game, guys. I want everybody to, if you can all picture 16-bit characters.
Oh my god.
No, just Brina is the 16-bit.
Just Brina's
just
the only
Brina.
16-bit character. All
It's
right,
an Umbral Gnome thing.
low res. It's an Umbral Gnome. Yeah, all Umbral
Kinda
Gnomes are actually
cool, though.
16-bit. They are cool.
Like
Yeah,
I just googled them. They look kind of cool.
Yeah, Umbral Gnomes are cool. And Brina's cool. As she steps into the room, she kind of gives Brock a little bit of a nod hello, who does a very bitchy eye roll. Exactly that one, Ollie. Thank you. And yeah, Brina says, "All right. Well, I anticipated you all had questions for me, so how can I help?"
Please
Hey.
sit first.
She sits.
Actually,
Actually, guys,
Actually, don't sit.
actually stand.
Simon says.
All right, fuck this. Roll initiative.
All right, I get to trust my new shit.
No, Pim will kind of observe this tension between Brock and Brina, and she'll go,
hey guys, do you think maybe I could have a moment alone with my parents for a few minutes? I got we got some personal stuff to hash out.
Fair enough.
Of course.
All three of us like trot out and then just have our ears up against the door.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%.
Knew it.
We'll be doing this shit.
I'll okay. Like just before leaving, I'll ask him. Do you have that little magical spell that makes sure everyone is talking? You know, that makes it harder to hide things, perhaps.
What spell are you talking about?
Zone of
Roll a
truth.
percent.
oh.
Jesus Christ.
Why did you just say so? I mean, yeah, but it's my mom. Like, just I got it in the back pocket, but just
She's like shoving you out the door and shut the door.
Okay.
Brina calls out to you, Luna, and says, "Don't worry, she didn't get her skill in lying from me."
Oh,
I'm sure we hear like a
listening.
sigh as well. Like,
okay.
Yeah, there's a second bitchy eye roll.
quick, like this. Get a cup. You have to put it against the door. Okay.
Yeah, you guys don't have clairaudience.
There's like holes in the windows though.
Yeah,
So-
there's little gaps between the wood.
So I'm alone with Brock and Brina.
You're alone in the stateroom of the Oka's Will with Brock and Brina. Brina sitting on a chair that was gestured to her by Luna. Brock kind of anxiously, or Brock is one of those guys who just can't sit still for long, as he's just kind of moving and walking and pacing back and forth on the opposite side of the room, pointedly not looking at Brina, who otherwise is kind of leans forward to you, Pim, and goes, "Darling, it is so good to see you. I'm so glad that you've made it out so well," as she kind of gestures to hold your hand, Pim.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll give her a little squeeze, and
I'm so
She
glad
pulls you in.
you're back too, Mom. It's really, really good to see you.
I like what you've done with your hair. These buns are cute.
Thank you. It's a new thing I'm trying the past few weeks.
What
But for real, I think we have some stuff to talk about. Like, what's the deal here? I'm last time I saw you guys together, you were off heading out on some exciting adventure and everything seemed fine. And I know lots has changed in the world since then, but something has also changed between you two, and I would like to know what is going on.
Brock turns towards the table and he gestures to you, Pim, and he says, "Yeah, exactly. We'd like to know what's going on. You were avoiding me the entire time Pim and her friends were on the ship. I looked everywhere for you, and somehow you managed to make your way over to the Water Drake, despite us being strictly told not to. So, Bree, what are you hiding from us?" And Brina says, "Yes, I was waiting for Pim. I wanted to make sure that when I spoke to you, I was going to speak to both of you. So, yes, Brock, I'm sorry. I was avoiding you. As for what's been going on, I was captured by the conquering host. I helped a friend with a pretty intense mission, and as a result, I was taken prisoner. The conquering host, however, I proved myself, and I was able to rise through the ranks. I caught the eye of someone rather powerful in their organization, and I was allowed certain privileges. I found myself then trusted with a rather unique mission, and that was to interface and act as a handler for one of their assassins.
Why did you do that?
To live, to survive, darling. That's how I found a way to make sure that I was not on the receiving end of Vrakaron Shred's cruelty.
Okay. Well, that sort of makes sense. You said there was a friend that you were helping when this happened? Who was the friend? What was the mission?
Her name is Varanya.
I'm sorry, come again?
Her name is Varanya. She's a member of the Kigwana tribe over in the Whispering Jungle. She has a rather unique power. Yeah, Bree, Pim's met her. She knows that Varanya's a dragon.
Yeah.
So, well, then I'm curious. I'm glad to hear she's well. I hope you two didn't hope you didn't have any trouble with her. She can take some getting used to.
Well, no, I mean, we had a close call, but I was able to talk our way out of it.
That's my girl.
But hang on, Varanya is your friend.
Yes, our mission was to... Go on, tell her. Brock kind of, arms folded, looks at her from across the table. Tell her what you did. I helped Varanya assassinate the last warlord of the conquering host, Lesh Proudmask.
Whoa. You got Lesh?
So just a quick clarification. Lesh is a goblinoid word for warlord.
Oh,
So it's a title.
Not a name. Yeah. Okay. Lesh
Proud Mask. So like less Proud Mask. So,
which is a name that we've
Warlord,
heard
Warlord.
before, I think. Yeah.
Way back when. We're talking like session 2 or 3.
Yeah,
of
like
Sandsea
back in the
Saga.
Frog Grove.
Yeah. This is some
Mhm.
old stuff. Yeah.
Huh. Okay, so you helped Varanya assassinate Proudmask, and then you got
Yes,
captured
and-
in the process.
I did. Unfortunately, yes. But I was able to prove myself as a rather effective fighter. Vrakaron Shred, and more importantly, Iazal Dakar, his consort, saw some value in me, and they allowed me to rise from the ranks of slave to, well, an operative.
Okay. What did you do as an operative?
My job was to relay instructions between, and reports, progress reports between Ralvin, the assassin, and the host's leadership, and the conquering host's leadership.
Okay. Okay. I think we should bring the captain and the others in here.
I was gonna say Ollie's face looks like he's so eager to get in here.
I know. Yeah. I'm gonna open the door and say,
Okay, guys, you should probably
Yeah.
come in.
And we fall in.
Typical.
Yeah, and Brock sits there and goes, I don't know why we kicked him out in the first place.
Eh.
I was trying to tell them we should just walk away, but
Yeah, sure.
I couldn't pull them.
You
yeah.
stuck your ear to the wall first.
Anyway,
I
could've sit
give them a
down.
quick update. Not that they need it because they've been listening.
so anyway, okay. So you're an operative, and your job was to exchange information and instructions between Ralvin and Vrakaron Shred.
Well, on occasion, yes, I would commune directly with the wall with Lesh Shred. Mostly, though, I communicated with Iazal.
Yes.
Iazal Drakar is a name that. Give me some society checks.
Oh boy. Here
We got?
go.
Society.
Oh, not very good.
Our society.
Oh, shit.
Nope.
Anything above a 22.
One sec. Ooh, that looks promising. Oh no, is that a 10? It's not an 18. Nope, 16.
Yep, 20.
Who's that?
Anybody over 22?
She says.
Luna.
29.
Oh,
Oh,
There we go.
Luna, you're the only one who remembers the name Yazal Jakar. Clink has mentioned Yazal before. Yazal is the consort and apparently something of a lover of Vrakaron Shred, who's in command of the Cataphracts Legion of the Conquering Host, which is the airship legion that Clink belonged to.
can you spell Yazel?
Sure.
Put
Yazel.
it in names and apostrophes.
There is, luckily, there's no names or there's no apostrophes in this one.
No names.
Really? That
No.
sounds hella apostrophe.
Yeah. I was gonna
It
say.
should be, right? One would think.
Just a lot of
Good
vowels.
question. Let me just
all
double check her
vowels.
last name. Make sure this is the last name.
He also spells Lenza with an S and a Z.
Yeah,
Which
true.
seems kind of like a bit much.
Oh,
Well,
not at
don't have to worry
all
about
what
that
I
anymore.
Yeah, so
expected.
this is some old lore as well. We've heard about her way back when, right? As the commander of that legion. And yeah, you also know that she's not human. She's not goblinoid. She is actually of the fire elementals that she is.
Oh yeah, she's that
Extra
redhead.
planar.
Spicy.
Mhm. She's spicy.
It's a spicy lover to have.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you know that Ralavan was here and like turning people into monsters?
I had some information as to his operation, but he was allowed a good deal of freedom in how he conducted his business. I was simply to make sure that he eliminated Lenza.
Did you help him do that?
I did not help directly, no. I merely conducted check-ins and relayed information between him, Yazal, and occasionally I would relay updates or coordinate information with several camps in the Iron Hills, but I had nothing to do with Lenza. I've never bore arms against her or anyone from the Ironwood.
But you knew
But-
we were here, though, if you had active cells.
I learned about all of you after he took the ship, after he took over the Oka's Will. I was summoned by Ralavan to the Oka's Will. I had known that there was a ship in town, but I didn't know who was on it until much late. After I was leaving is when I encountered Brock and, well, your children and the old lady.
You said you were also in
Referring to
communications with some of the camps.
Yes.
One of them seems to have captured a handful of our crew. You wouldn't happen to know anything about this, would you?
The capture of your crew, I'm afraid not. But I can find out information for you if you'd like.
We definitely would like to know what camp.
Any information would be useful.
Yeah, hold on.
Can
Are
I
you still in contact with these people? Like, can we use this position of yours to our advantage, or have you been compromised?
Double agent.
As of right now, I have no reason to believe that my position is compromised, but I suppose it's not impossible that the Conquering Host had other agents, fail-safes, that sort of thing, but as of right now, I believe I'm still in good standing. Yazal and I are quite close. But as for whether or not I will help you, I don't see what's your business with the Conquering Host. You have a ship. Why not just leave?
Well, because the Ironwood is going to be under siege, and we can't let this town fall. It's a very, very important place, and the people need us.
She looks at all of you. So you were serious. You all seriously intend. Ralavan was right. You all intend to fight the Conquering Host.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're
We've seen
certainly-
them slaving around.
Yeah, we're not going to let them slaughter the people of the Ironwood and now the Azafastians that are here. I just couldn't live with myself if that happened. And I did nothing.
We're the fucking
How-
merry folk. We're not gonna let them just run in and ruin whatever semblance of potential this place has.
We beat
People
them
need
once
so bad.
before, I will say.
Yeah, and we'll do it again. Every time.
Yeah, just a week ago. Well, it's like a week ago.
How do you all
Well-
intend to fight the Conquering Host?
Well, we're still figuring it
You
out.
have one. You're figuring it out, are you? You don't have a plan.
No, but you can help us make one because of your connections. It's perfect, actually.
My recommendation then is to flee. Fighting the Conquering Host is suicide, love.
Well, then we'll stop them somehow. If we can't win in a fight, we'll have to get creative and figure out a different way to stop them.
Did you secure the Azaphastians as allies in this endeavor?
No.
No,
Still in the process.
So you don't have allies.
Oh, we have some.
we're
You
making
have one
them.
ship.
2 ships.
We do have allies.
We have two. We've got the Drake.
Got the Drake. We have this one.
So you were
Also, we
going to-
have that tank.
We've got the Cipher. I was thinking Sephiroth.
That's
the Cypher isn't really one of ours, but the one that we stole from Liger. The
Mhm.
you know.
Thank you.
What?
I can't ref-
I have no idea what that's supposed to be.
Neither do I, Mom,
looks-
honestly.
It looks vulgar, darling. I'm worried.
He is a dirty wolf boy.
Yeah, he likes
Brock,
his own balls.
Excuse you.
She,
It was one time.
Luna, were you
Pretty
going to say
sure it
something?
was not one time.
She turns to Brock and goes, "Darling, are these really the kind of people you've entrusted the care of our daughter to?" Brock
Hey.
says, Brock goes, "Well, to be fair, Brina, they're not all like us."
Excuse you. I have put my body on the line many, 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 many times.
Mom, let me
you're
let me put your mind at ease. Every single one of these people has saved my life more than once, and I owe them my life. They all have my best interests in mind, in heart, and I them. They're like family, so you really don't have to worry.
We've also
Darling,
saved
it-
Brock as well.
Like at least twice.
Yes.
This is true.
Brock
Just so you
always
know.
needs saving. That's nothing special.
Hey, give it long enough, and we might save you.
Considering you're in, league with the Conquering Host.
Okay, hold on.
They
I
never
just
sent-
can't get over the fact that you are friends with Varanya, the Black Dragon.
Once
We
He-
promised
Brock's
her
skin-
your husband's skin, right? Sorry, Brock.
That's kind of the
We-
only way we could get out of it. When I said
we're
I
not gonna keep
talked
that
us
promise,
out of
don't
it,
Out of what? You said you
Getting
had
murdered.
met her. Varanya was trying to. Are you enemies
Oh, she was
of
gonna
Varanya?
eat us big time.
She was going to kill us.
we were just,
She's
Fine.
quite on a tear.
yeah, she's pretty pissed.
I don't know if you could talk to your friend to relax a bit, but she was quite upset.
Wait a second.
There are
She-
some
Wait a
big-
second. If we have a dragon on our side, there is no reason why we cannot beat a fleet of Conquering Host ships.
If you're friends with Varanya, though, why didn't Varanya come to help you?
Varanya's got her own business. Her main objective was assassinating Proudmask. The Kikwana are not sentimental people.
But
If
she's
she
not a
thought that I was
Kikwana. She's a
captured-
dragon.
She's of their tribe, darling. If it was up to her, if I understand Varanya's intentions, she might very well hope that the Kikwana, or at least her tribe, will become the new superpower in the Whispering Jungle.
Ugh. So everyone wants to be a fucking superpower.
Well, Vrakaron Shred, certainly, which, if I would just say, is a rather, in his case, a very possible future. He's incredibly dangerous. You all must know that as far as an enemy that you are trying to fight, Vrakaron Shred is a hobgoblin of great discipline and merciless, ruthless visionary. He's formed a coalition not just of goblinoids, not just of slaves, exiled criminals from around the continent, the Kolo, fire giants, and an elemental like Jazal. His coalition, it's unlike anything this world has ever known. and he has his sights set on the Ironwood. And you will need much, much, much more than 2 ships if you intend to fight this man.
Well, it's a good thing that as
worried.
Whoa.
Everybody talk.
I was going
Luna.
to say, it's a good thing that Azafast has decided to help out the Ironwood. But
Oh,
I will
yeah.
also say, we never chose to, go to war with the Conquering Host. Everywhere they went, they decided to fight us.
We were
We're
just
only returning
protecting
the favor.
the people whose land it was, really.
Yeah. Ollie's face says something different. That's,
What?
can I, like, is that something of the expression that you have in character?
Yeah, probably.
All right. I'm giving Brina a check here. Brina gotta get a check on this. All right. Ollie, Lycus, what's your deception modifier?
North saying that.
Actually, I don't know. Are you trying to be subtle or anything? Are you trying not to bring attention to your expression right now or anything?
I think he's just reacting to what the guy saying, "Oh, we didn't try to start a war," and him remembering being on the back of a car going, "I want to go to war."
Yes.
Okay.
I
yes,
remember this
there
clearly
is
too.
that, but we didn't start it. We were getting attacked first initially. So that's what Ednor is thinking. It's like, wait, I landed on this planet and I was already fighting different things, and then we had to take a ship, and free slaves on said ship.
The
So
subject of going to war with the Conquering Host, though.
fair. Fair. That's a fair
Like it.
point.
Are you being? Is your expression deceptive or anything at all?
No, I think it's pretty clear he doesn't tend to go to war with them.
Mhm.
Okay, then Brina is going to look across the table at Lycus, as all of you are saying, as Edenor is Lisa saying, like, oh, we're not, planning to go to war. Brina's going to look.
We didn't plan to.
Yeah. Brina's going to look and say, and now, look, Captain might have a different plan in mind.
Oh, I'm okay going to war with him now. It's a bad guy.
Mom,
If there's
remember when you and Dad were in the Heroes of Histaeria? You went around saving the world from different threats here and there, going on adventures. Well, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to protect the people who need protection, and quite frankly, destroy the evil that is coming in hot. We got to do something about it. I mean, we can't do nothing.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Mm.
I will allow one other character to assist if they would like somehow, and you can, whoever wants to go,
Mhm.
can go ahead and say so. But pick your skill. Diplomacy seems the most obvious, but if you got something else in mind, I would be willing to.
Ollie.
I can throw my plus 16 on there.
Yeah. I have no charisma.
You don't want to
Yeah, I
craft an
got,
argument.
I got like a plus 14. So
26 is a crit success, right?
Yeah, so plus 2
Sorry,
on your
hang on.
thing.
We were making jokes. What's up? 26 is a
For the assist, yeah.
For aid, I believe, is a crit success.
Yeah, I think he just kind of behind Pim just stands proud as he's like, we're gonna help. And I'm just like, and I don't think he like really says anything. He just agrees with her. And just like Pim wants to be a hero. And we can't let horrible things happen when we have some amount of power. So we're gonna go to war if we have to.
Like as you say this, I just got to double check. What's your rank in diplomacy?
Oh, expert. Oh wow.
Okay, just making sure. Because if you're a master, it's a +3.
Oh,
Would be the crit success bonus.
maybe next time.
Yeah.
That was
Next
a
time.
13 plus 2 is 15 plus 16 is 31 for diplomacy.
31 for diplomacy.
So good at diplomacy.
Oh my god, we're so good.
Rena has her eyes locked on Pim as she kind of she has her eyes closed at first as she's listening to all of you. You can tell she's, at least while her eyes are closed, just the set of her posture and the expression on her face, it's clear that she does not want to help you all. But as she opens her eyes and the party is surrounding Pim, Lycus says his bit, inspires a little confidence in Pim, who looks at her with an authentic desire to be a hero. You get a crit success.
Yes.
Brina says, "You're serious about this, aren't you, darling?"
Never been more serious in my entire life.
All right. I'll tell you what I know. Vracaron Shred has one weakness. One singular weakness. And it won't last long. The Conquering Host, as I mentioned, it's a coalition. It's not a simple military. It's an army that's driven on one pure ethos, and that is strength. They very much believe that the strong have the right to rule over the weak. The strong will thrive, the weak will serve, and those that do not fall into these two categories will be slain. Now, keeping an army together with this sort of mentality is difficult, as you can probably imagine. So, whenever the Conquering Host is defeated, it's an opportunity for leadership to change. It's shown as a failure in strength. And before the Conquering Host can be moved again into another battle, they have to reestablish their hierarchy. The Conquering Host was set to attack the Ironwood today. And between a show of strength between your two ships and, well, Azafast's cipher, the fact that they called off their attack will be seen as something of a defeat. This means that Vracaron Shred's leadership is vulnerable at the moment. There is a ritual, the Ral Dur Lesh. It is a warlord trial. It's a sort of tournament. You can avoid... It's possible that you can join the Conquering Host, and if you are all able to... If one of you is able to rise through the ranks of the tournament, you will have the right to face Vracaron Shred for the leadership of the Conquering Host.
Oh.
With a tear in his eye, he just says, Brina, you had me at tournament arc.
Oh.
You will not be the only one competing, though, and it's single bout combat. Vracaron's generals, his coalition, as I mentioned, while it is broad, it is hastily put together, and it is held together purely by his strength.
Is it to the death
There are-
each match?
Depends.
What are the rules?
Killing is highly... I don't know. I've not conducted one of these before. I've never seen this done. The last Lesh was eliminated, and within a matter of days, Vracaron Shred rose to the new leader, to be the new leader. I was a slave at that time, so I cannot say exactly how things went. But I can tell you that there are others who will be competing for this chance to become the new leader of the conquering host.
Do you know who, by chance?
Well, there are a few, I imagine. I know. Pull up my list of NPCs.
It's okay. You don't have to do it. Like,
Yeah.
right now. How about this? How
well,
about
there's-
when? Okay, go ahead.
Sure. There is Wrath. His name is spelled Hrath. I will. Harath. There is Takate, a Manticore general, one of the generals who's actually a Manticore of the Intric Legion. Wrath, a very enigmatic leader of the Keshtar, which are more assassins legion. There's Beebs, a machinist.
Did you say Beebs?
Beebs.
That's my sister's cat's
Got it.
name.
Beebs.
I was thinking Bieber.
No, more like it's Beabs. Beebs.
Babes. Hi, babes.
The
Babe.
machinist.
Babe.
So there's Beebs the machinist, Tarkate. That one does have an apostrophe. That's the Manticore.
Okay.
When I doubt Yazal will compete.
Okay.
What will Izal do if one of us kills their lover?
I imagine she'd be rather upset. What she will do, I can't say for sure, but well, she is fiercely in love with him, so if a fire genie's lover were to be slain, I imagine she would burn the world.
Okay.
Guess we're going to have to deal with that too.
What's another, spiteful woman?
You do
Wait a
have some
second.
experience with that,
I
Magnus.
have an idea. What if we were to make it so that she doesn't love Wrecker on Shred anymore? Stew up some drama. Break up a
second
couple.
mission? I can do that.
I was gonna say.
You're gonna steal his girl?
Well, I just
Mr.
think
Steelers go right.
it'll make it a lot easier when the time comes, because obviously we're doing this. I mean, right? Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
You guys could fight the army. That's the other option.
yeah, but you said yourself we can't.
I didn't.
Yeah.
This is David talking about table.
Oh,
This isn't.
oh.
This isn't the accent of Brina. I'm
Oh,
not a
I'm so sorry.
distinguished English woman right now.
Well,
No, this is just David's voice. Yeah. So yeah,
It
you guys.
sounds
I
like-
mean,
yeah.
you got options.
it sounds like that might be the best option, given that we don't really have a plan to fight the conquering host head on. And then if we can get the conquering host under our leadership,
I mean,
the things we could do.
we'd have to. There'd be a lot of things changing. I think we'd be under constant fire. But it does sound fun.
You don't
You've
want an
always wanted a fleet.
I do want a fleet, but it's got to be, worth it.
But do you think you can 1v1 Rakaran Shred? I mean, we struggled enough with Liger.
How long until this tournament? Do you have any estimates?
They will have to have one before the next attack can be conducted. So, if they were hoping to get things moving quickly, perhaps a week. I'm not certain though.
Can you find out with your connections?
I might
can
be
send
able to
try.
help here.
Oh.
You have a hyperbolic time chamber?
No, but I have a pocket library
Oh,
that a
we can
spell
read
that
up on.
will allow
Yeah.
that I can gain
Start
information
lifting
from
books.
from an extra dimensional library. I could try and do that. Maybe it has information that about this, I would. It is all likelihood that these groups may not write down any of this, but maybe there was an observer from there that at some point.
Yeah,
You
that's a
guys,
good idea.
I also want to remind you, you also do have 2 goblins. You got Skork and Clink
Yes.
as well at your
Yes.
disposal. So you got a few different ways you can track down. You know,
Yeah.
you can start
Information.
an investigation
Mip and Muna on the case.
if you wanted to investigate.
What do you say,
Yes.
Muna?
Okay, I'll save this one for later.
You can also do the library thing, but
Yeah,
I
you gotta do
also,
that.
I also want to be
Fedora.
a detective again.
Maybe it's a plan C,
Okay.
and then she pulls out the detective hat.
Well, Adenor, I don't know if I have enough power to handle him right now by myself, but if we have a little bit of time, and maybe a few, conquering host camps to sack, maybe we
Yeah.
can level up a little more.
Very nice. Yeah. Speaking of the camps, Mom, think you could find out where our people are?
Your people, what happened?
Some of our crew got taken to one of these camps that we speak of.
Yeah,
not
it
sure.
was
Which one?
How did
north
you-
of a cave.
Or maybe we do. I don't
How
know.
did your crew get taken?
They were out searching for one of the Knackles, trying to bring him back to us. He has a habit of just kind of ghosting away.
Quick correction. I think you were talking about the Neblins. which is
Neblins,
fine.
The
yeah.
Neblins.
That's
There's
what
a lot
I
of
meant.
We're
there's a lot of
Knackles.
gnomes.
You're
yeah.
the Knackles. I understand. My bad.
We have the Knackles. If they were searching the Iron Hills, then it's very possible that they came into contact with the Intric Legion. That's Tarkate's domain. It's
Well,
probably one of his camps then.
if
you
we
tell us?
eliminate this camp,
Yeah.
would that maybe cause more, conflict within this group? Maybe even extend the time we have before this tournament?
I can't say for certain, but
Fair.
it's worth trying.
I mean, at the very least, we need to rescue our friends. Whether or not we destroy the camp is kind of depends how things go, I think.
Well, we'll see what they've done to our friends.
Yeah.
And then we'll decide.
All right. Any other questions for Brina Knackle or Brock Knackle or anything else you guys want to do in here?
I think
Yeah. How?
yeah, go ahead.
Wait, you were the main communicator. The in between. How are you communicating to Ralavin and to the rest of the conquering host?
Well, I'm a rather adept traveler and survivalist. I would slip out of the Ironwood and slip in on occasion. If there was a sign, if there was a scarf at one of the shops, then I knew Ralavin was trying to reach me, or I could even leave one myself. We had our little codes, little spy codes. And occasionally I would stay at one of Takate's camps while I was sending messages back and forth.
Did you ever see a centaur imprisoned?
No.
Okay.
Well, possibly. There are a lot of prisoners.
Ooh.
The Conquering Host captures more than they slay. They
Well-
believe there is a place for the weak in the world, and that is as servants. But those that refuse to serve are, well, they don't survive long.
Well, if we're gonna conquer a fleet, we're gonna need a crew. Maybe after freeing these prisoners, they would consider joining the Merryfolk.
Either way, the more we free, the more people will have the eagerness to resist.
Mm-hmm.
Once they felt that oppression, they're not going to stand by. I think we have a general idea. There's still a lot we have to do down here in the Ironwood. Maybe we get to work.
Yeah.
Could you
Maybe-
teach me afterwards what these markings, how you communicate to Ralvin, essentially? Maybe it's something
Certainly.
I could use later on.
Yes, the fact that Ralvin's still at large is a problem. I think he does present something of a complication for me in particular. If he goes around me and reports to the conquering host about my betrayal, well, things become very complicated for me.
Then I think you should probably carry on as if you are still working for the conquering host. Maybe lay low.
I have to deliver a report.
Right.
I have to head into the Iron Hills and make sure that Yazal receives an update. The fact that Ralvin unleashed the signal to the hosts to begin their assault, and the arrival of Azafas, that they're going to expect that I have information for them.
Might I offer a suggestion? Give them some information. Let them know that Ralvin turned traitor. He was originally aligned with Azafast. He was admirer of Luna. Perhaps let him know that we severely injured him. And to avoid any further losses, he offered the conquering host as a bargaining chip, allowing us to summon Azafast here. And then when he reveals himself and tries to pin you as a traitor, he already has, suspicions on him. You might be safe.
It's a rather elaborate deception. As I've mentioned, I'm not the liar in the family.
Oh, I'll give you some tips.
We can work on our story. How about we do that, darling? You and I will sit down. We'll work on our story. In the meantime, she turns to Luna and says, "I understand that you have something of a relationship with Ralvin. He seemed quite taken by you."
It's also rather one-sided in terms of it being taken up.
Yeah, Luna's married, obviously.
Yeah,
Of course,
they would never.
But we agreed.
I would never
Sorry,
question.
Centaur
Stay
married.
Centaur
They're
married.
Centaur
Thank
married.
you. That's a different.
I will show you a thing or two of how I came in contact with Ralvin, but keep in mind, he is. I fought alongside all of you against him. He knows I'm an enemy. I'm sure he considers me an enemy. Potentially even another target at this point.
Which is why we need to get ahead of that. And you need to give a good deceptive story when you send in your report. Or deliver your report.
All right. You and I will work on our lie. And then...
Yeah, I'll say that I'm quite sure that if he were to see these same signals, he's aware. I mean, you did shoot him a couple times, but
I did shoot him a couple times.
it's just to let him know. He'll probably think it's either you or me. Most likely me, based off how I'm going to use it. So it's a way to know that I'm in the area.
All right. I trust your experiences with him far exceed my own, so however I can help, I'm at your disposal, Luna. Okay, guys. How about we go ahead? We're gonna call break here, and then when we come back, we'll pick up with some business in the Ironwood.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right, let's do it. Okay, guys, we're going to take a break. We're going to be gone for about 10 minutes. That's at least this many minutes. We hope that you take this time to stretch your legs, get a drink of water, and if you have to, let your dogs out. Because that's what we're going to do. See you in 10.
Heck yeah. See you in a bit.
Bye.
Shh. Hello.
Hello. Welcome back, everybody, to Soundtale Productions. We're going to continue playing some more Pathfinder 2nd Edition for you tonight. This is our Heroes of Histaeria game. This is session, what are we at, 53? 53. This is the second half of session 53. Our party. You are all rested. You are all leveled up. You've all learned that there is a Hobgoblin War Party tournament coming up to decide the warlord of the army. And you're back in a town you just helped destroy. What'd you do?
No proof.
Anyone want to get up to anything?
Allegedly.
Allegedly
quick-
destroyed.
Can I quick summon like the crew, like the greater crew?
Sure. Yeah, you can do what you
The
want.
greater merry folk.
All right, merry folk, fall in or whatever.
Can we say this is back when you guys are back at the dock? So like
Sure.
you have all
Mhm.
of your automatons there as well.
Yes.
Especially now after meeting the Nethians, I look at the automatons with a bit of like, I'll deal with this later.
That's
They
a
don't look
tomorrow
back at
problem.
you because nothing instructed them to do so.
Perfect. That's what I like to hear. But just in case. Anyways, all right, everybody. We survived another cataclysmic, horrible event as per usual.
Yeah.
Yay.
That's good. That's good.
Another
Huzzah.
another
Golf
awful,
clap.
Yeah.
another awful villain trying to enforce their will, and they falter in front of the merry folk. That being said, things have been rough, and we have had a number of failings. One of which is, and he kind of just like points over to the town. We were not entrusted, but we put upon ourselves the protection of something dangerous and powerful. And for my own blunders and many others, it was released and it caused incredible damage. I'm asking everyone here who's willing to please join us in town, help repair, let them know that the merry folk is here to support them. This ultimately I would count as one of my failures, and I would appreciate your help in fixing that. And for the record, there is no more leadership here. The current leader is gone, and we've been asked to find them, or find word of them. Keep your ears open, and be mindful that right now, this place is without a leader and without hope. They are under the shadow of power and under threat of control. Give them something to be merry about when you can. All right, let's go.
As you finish,
Huzzah!
like it. Yeah, as you finish, I think Dorian is one of the first people to step forward and give a huzzah.
Thank you, Dorian.
Pim leads a big huzzah chant after that, getting everyone to do it.
Huzzah! Huzzah!
Huzzah
All
to the
right,
merry
all right.
folk.
The very sad, defeated townspeople are walking across the bridge of the sky of the Neblin Sky Dock and looking at all of you celebrate.
A little tone deaf there, I guess.
Whoops.
Yeah, just points of just a couple points that I want to like as people are like going off. I want to tell Clink. I know people might a little be tense around you, considering, but like I said, we're not restricted by any rules anymore. Not right now. be free to go out there and do whatever you please. But on top of that, remember that you saved people. When I left them there dangling in danger, you came back and you saved people from here. You have as much right to be, one of the heroes as anyone else. Alright, I'm off to bury Lenza in not a dark, damp hole. If anyone wants to come, that'd be great. There's a lot of rocks to pick up. Dorian, if I could get your help specifically, that'd be great.
Dorian's on board. I think Clink is inspired like us, but maybe just after some little discussion, Clink decides probably best to stay on the ship, just with the whole generally anti-goblin sentiment in town. At the
Whole racism thing.
It would feel safe for you.
Yeah, I think it definitely feels safer on board.
Yeah.
Yeah. But everybody else, for the most part, is pretty much down to come with.
Hey, Captain. I was thinking that I could maybe scoot around town and maybe try to frame the merry folk in a positive light, spread some positive rumors about us. What do you think?
I think that would be a great help. There's a lot going on, and we could use all of the support we can get right now.
Awesome.
Plus, how are we going to find new recruits if everybody's afraid of us?
That's what I'm saying.
All right.
Hey, Pim, real quick before
Yeah.
you go.
Oh yeah.
You okay?
Am I okay? Wow. No one's asked me that in a while.
Well,
I think
it
so.
seemed-
I don't know.
Good. It just seemed like with everything with your family and during our fight, you seemed you put a lot of weight on yourself for what happened with the storm. And
Yeah.
I know like you said, you want to be a hero.
Mm-hmm.
I know it can be hard to see yourself as one when you falter. But you really are. You're doing more for anyone than you know. We're following your lead here, Mr. Hero.
Well, thanks, Captain. I really appreciate that. I felt pretty guilty after what happened with the storm in a bottle. I really thought I had it, I felt good going in, casting that telekinetic spell, and then it didn't go how I thought it was gonna go. Yeah, I was pretty disappointed. But to be honest, when I saw my mom, which was the first time I'd seen her in a really, 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 really long time, I felt better. I felt good. And then I realized that something was off between my parents, and I still don't know exactly what's happening there, but it's not my favorite thing to watch them fight,
Of course. For what it's worth, it seems like they've had their own issues going on for a long time. And no matter what, it seems like they are both just so incredibly proud of you. I mean, Freedom, I think you're a bit younger than you really are, though. Bit of a helicopter mom, that one, eh?
Yeah, she's cool.
I don't know. It's kind of scary when the helicopter mom also is a sniper. But
Right?
that's... Yeah.
She taught me a lot. She taught me how to survive and how to make hard decisions when the time comes, and she's a cool lady, and apparently there's some things I don't know about her and her past, and I don't know, I'm learning as I go here. But it is incredibly it's incredibly odd to start to realize when your parents are imperfect human beings. You know, I've spent most of my life considering them my number one heroes. And I guess maybe I put some pressure on myself to be as good and heroic as they were and are. Big shoes to fill, you know?
I understand completely. I really, really do. I think you'll find yourself more than capable to fill those shoes. Shoot, you might even need to get bigger ones.
Well, I'm really here, you know, for you and the crew too. I feel as though I've found a home and a family with you guys. So I just, you know, thank you for taking me under your wing like you have and helping me. You really do help me a lot.
What else is a captain supposed to do? It has been an honor to be your captain, Pim.
Well, here's to many more adventures, right?
Hells yeah. Let's not cheer too loudly.
Oh, right.
I guess some stealth checks. Oh man, yeah, great job, guys. Max, that was the perfect meme. Fucking Dominic Toretto.
Don't have friends. I've got family.
Good.
Okay. Luna and Edenor, while you guys are making your way over towards the temple, I imagine, you guys find yourself passing a lot of pretty defeated, downtrodden townsfolk, refugees, townsfolk of the Ironwood, the refugees from Azafast. There's also, the two of you very much note, a more militaristic presence. The Denethians are doing their part to keep the peace here in the Ironwood. Another thing you notice is that they are routinely going around, and I would say because the two of you definitely notice this, they are routinely stopping people from casting magic or checking people whenever they see spells being cast. There's immediately heading over like, hey, what rank was that spell? Kind of shit.
We don't see any
Right.
like blue sheep wandering around.
Yeah, a couple potted plants here and there
Suspicious
that maybe
potted
weren't there. Yeah.
I didn't know sunflowers grew in this region.
There's a guy walking by who's got a beard
Feather
and mustache.
beard.
It's just feathers. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Blue skin.
No. Whoa.
Oh,
Whoa.
hey,
Earthquake.
Whoa. Wow.
Someone cast an earthquake spell. No. No, they seem to be doing their job pretty well to the point where you're not seeing that stuff happening, right? So every time, as they're kind of constantly walking around, you see one of them has a little gemstone, a little spell gem in the palm as they walk forward. You know, they've got several of these kind of studded along a belt. They pull them out, right? Seem to cast a spell from them. And then immediately move over and check in with people who look like they could be casting magic or who they might suspect of casting magic.
So I do have all my stuff on though.
You have your stuff on, yeah. If you want to have your stuff on, you have your stuff on. And you get some looks, certainly. The whole party, right? But you're walking in a big squad, right? And you're just mostly seeing like, you know, pairs of patrols. as you see them checking in with people, you see there's definitely some tension. I would say the two of you, maybe more so Luna, actually. Sorry, Edenor. But Luna, you notice that there is some good tension between the Denethians and the refugees. There's a lot of guarded body language. The refugees, the non-essentia, the people who were exiled from Azafast by this same security force, by the people who give these guys orders. There is tension between these groups.
I didn't ask this before, but were the Denethians there prior to the big like wave crash, basically, or like prior to the apocalypse happening?
They were
Was it a much
slowly
smaller that
starting
just
to
grew
become more common. Yeah, definitely grew afterwards. Yeah, they were around.
Okay.
They were pretty rare, like quite rare. It was the kind of thing where it'd be like, you'd be pretty surprised to see a Denethian out and about, and you definitely wouldn't see them like. I would say, Luna, you are probably more likely to see them given your how commonly it was for you to be found at the Mystica Seminary, the Magical Academy, the seat of the League of Magi. You would see all sorts of oddities that the rest of the city wasn't used to. But yeah, the Denethians were a fairly rare. God dang, camera, sorry. The Denethians were a fairly rare presence.
Okay.
If this were
Also, I was
Pokemon,
checking
you'd be
the-
walking through the grass a lot before you found one.
I was trying to make sure to see how familiar would these exiles be with them.
Mhm.
But I guess by the time they were exiled, it was like already like a growing force.
It was
Right.
definitely a growing force by the time they were exiled. Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, there was even. Well, hey, you know what? Let's roll a check. Give me a society check.
Are you sure you don't want to share?
No, Luna might not know this, so it's actually time to actually see some dice.
Roll the dice.
All right.
Show me your
Calling a
dice.
shot. It's gonna be a 12.
Oh,
Hey!
well, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good roll.
Plus 16,
Society
right?
32.
That's a
Plus
crit
14.
success. Yeah. Luna, there were whispers. People, would say that if you wanted to stay in the city, if you could somehow convince someone to allow you to become a Denethian, if you were a non-essentia, and you could somehow convince them to let you become a Denethian, there was talk that you could stay in the city.
That checks out. So, is there anything else before I? say something?
With a crit success, I'll give you. Why don't you ask me? Is there anything else you'd like to know, like that I could maybe roll into this check here for you? Any other burning questions on your mind regarding the Denethians and the refugees, the Denethians and the non-essentia? The factions have names.
They do run in herds.
I feel like I have a lot of this like theorized.
Mhm.
And nothing I can think about in the moment. But like,
Okay.
not just that, but like if you're gonna do any more like scenery, for example, descriptions.
Mm. I'll give you another one. There is a lot of talk. You do hear the name tossed around. Kyra de Muerto. That name travels from the non-essentia, the refugees, to the Denethians with some frequency as you are paying more attention to these discussions. Your ears kind of perked up as you're passing a pair of Denethians interrogating a non-essentia refugee, an individual walking around with a wheelbarrow full of stone and ironwood and lumber, clearing debris. You see a little bit of dialogue passing between the two, and you hear the names coming up. Kyra de Muerto. Who is the leader?
So
Who's in charge here?
I'll go next to Ednor, and I'm trying not particularly talking out loud. I am like trying to keep it a little hush. And like I'm leaning over and I'm gonna say, so little birdie told me that you louder.
No, no. You're good. You're good. I was saying a little birdie.
Little birdie.
This is the size of the birdie.
So a little birdie told me that you had an incident with Kyra.
Oh, yes, the vampire lady that was stirring up all the problems, right?
Sure. I think we discussed, and she's like twitching right now. We discussed beforehand that if we saw Kyra, we were to put her down because the incident that happened to the richest family in Azulfast could have repercussions.
Well, I mean, there was the only other people who may have saw were in the church that collapsed and exploded into a hurricane, so...
So no one else saw you do this.
Well, I mean, a couple of vampires, perhaps.
Were they the ones that were in the church?
Yes, they would have been in the church.
So they're dead right now.
Well, I would presume so, but I mean, we haven't had the chance to count the parties, perhaps. It would have been only the few that were on the top. But I'm pretty sure we did get all of them, because they were beating up Lycus quite badly. I had a lot of other pressing items to deal with. I couldn't really chance another enemy popping up behind me. And part of the new policy is you don't leave enemies to come back and betray you later on. So
I'm gonna just do this for fun as a way to buy time, as a sense motive, because I feel like there were two that, because I too was there for that session, and I feel like there were two that had a glimpse and ran away.
There's two people outside.
I know, but you talk so convincingly, I was questioning my memory.
Yeah, but I don't
would
think they
say-
saw us inside.
Yeah.
They saw us fighting her, not killing.
Right, we chased her in.
Okay, would
There
you?
were,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, other people they may have noticed, right? I just want to remind you, Thjarl was possessed, so he never died, and neither did Uzana. Those are
We didn't kill
also.
him?
Mm-mm.
They buried
Thjarl,
him.
yeah, Thjarl got possessed by Ralavan. He went into phase 2 Ralavan possession before he went down.
But he somehow could have survived a hurricane standing right there. And then
I don't know. I'm
dropping.
just saying. I'm
Right.
just confirming people. Yeah, whether he survived or not, that's not what I'm confirming. I'm just saying that
Hey, he was possessed. That's a unreliable
Unreliable source. Very good.
source, exactly.
True. Won't hold up in court.
Yeah,
Only Ozana
we can't
knows.
trust any vampires, so I think we're fine.
That is a good point.
Famous last words.
However,
Luna, aren't you some part vampire?
Yeah,
I'm part. So you can partially trust me.
exactly.
You know what? I just questioned.
Just a
Alright,
little
go,
bit.
We may not. The normal person might not trust vampires, but if you have
The normal person
kind
doesn't
of
know that Luna's a vampire, so we'll keep that under wraps.
I really hope you do.
Yeah,
problem-
Luna has a wife and is part vampire now.
No, don't you do this. You're switching subjects. This is
How
about
loudly
me.
are you saying this?
No, that last statement was just a joke statement.
I'm just playing.
Continue though.
That a member of that family just just died. They might be willing to listen to anything to get any sort of clue to find out who did it. Now she
Right.
was in Sandsea. She was kicked out, but there might be some sort of sentiment still left over.
True, but I mean, wouldn't they still be able to? Oh yes, I do happen to remember when we were fighting the Monarch that there was that Volo fella that fell down 500 feet. Yes.
That's laughing in game as well. Oh, Volo. Just couldn't stop falling and killing himself. Hilarious.
It was quite. I mean, fell like a rock.
I know. I
Absolute
felt
rock.
I could have just, finishing, but I just felt so bad for him. in that spot.
Yes. So,
Ah.
who would be left from that family, anyways?
Volo would be my primary concern, but there are others.
Yeah. Do you want to roll society?
Yeah.
Luna might know.
I mean, I would know they're other members of the family.
Yeah, exactly.
This is gonna be an 8. Wow.
Hey.
I like how
good
you keep
reverse fucking
undershooting
working.
it. Yeah, I think so. All right, what's the
That
total?
is a 27.
27's a real good. It's a regular success. With a 27, there are other members, though. There are, besides Volo and Kyra, there were also their parents,
Yeah.
whose
Exactly.
names, with a 27, conveniently you don't get, with a regular success. With the 27 too, I'll give you that you also heard. Okay, so we're gonna get into some more world lore shit here, right? Real quick. Luna, you know that elves, being an elf, you know that elves typically do not just die like normal, like in normal worlds, right? So this is just some above table. Elves essentially just age infinitely. Their minds may deteriorate, but some essence of a soul lingers in the body that keeps it moving. Now, the De Muertos, there was a rumor that they had some sort of necromantic skill that could either delay the process so that they would be older. I believe with a 27, you would have heard rumors that the De Muerto house is exceptionally long-lived. Even rumors that the great grandfather of Volo would still be alive. That some of their original sires, some of their sires who first came to Histaeria, who first established the empire, might still be alive. They come from, and they're very rich. They are the definition of old money.
Okay. Relaying this.
Clearly, there's no Spanish linguists anywhere around to make a gander of what they might be into. So,
Yeah.
The Elvish language in Histaeria is very loosely Spanish.
The romance
I love it.
language.
It's actually Spanglish.
Elvish.
Spelvish.
Starring Adam Sandler and Penelope Cruz.
So, okay, all we have to worry about is then. Well, I'm going to splinter off in a couple minutes. I want to try and find more information about Elda. So,
Okay.
when you're clearing the rubble and looking for Lenza, the coffins might still be in that basement floor in the crypt?
Mm,
Be careful of those opening up.
good point.
And if Uzana is still there, I swear to Lunazra, if you kill her the same way you did Kyra,
Lenza?
I will end you.
Michelangelo. I mean,
Uzana.
Kyra.
Uzana. Oh, Uzana. Kyra
It said
said.
if you kill Uzana the same way you killed Kyra. Did I say Lenza?
No,
I
you
thought I
didn't.
heard. I thought I
You
was
heard-
thinking.
you heard
Lenza.
Lenza.
Yes. So don't eliminate. But Uzana was trying to kill us.
You're strong enough to incapacitate her.
All right.
You'll have Lycus and
I'll do my
potentially-
best.
No. Your best led to that incident.
It
better.
was a little bit of a different situation. I mean, let's be realistic. We were fighting dozens of your kin, technically speaking. You couldn't have given us a heads up.
There's so many other areas of the body to attack.
I didn't want to get
Like,
bits. I mean, it just seemed very unsanitary. My body
That's
is
your
a
worry?
temple.
Unsanitariness?
I cannot allow this unholiness to enter my body.
Its body's a temple.
My body is a temple.
I'll make you some antibacterial soap then when we're back on the ship.
Is
Don't
that
have to
going
worry
to
about
work against vampire germs?
Speaking
You can
of
test it right
vampire
now.
germs,
Yes. As we're like a little
Yeah.
quietly arguing back and forth.
as the two of you are quietly arguing back and forth, party, you all come up upon the ruined temple of Korome. The temple that once that stood in worship for the god of protection, now is rubble. And I would say you start to see evidence of the hurricane's passage. You're almost like following its path as you move from the Neverland Skydock to the temple, because that is the same path you took on the opposite direction when you were trying to escape it, making your way to the ship. So you are walking along the path of the storm, right? Though the storm, I mean, it was high up, right? It was chasing the water drake. Still, remnants of it, right? Wind would have picked up stuff, within this change, but within this path. But as you approach the temple, that's when you are where the storm made landfall. That's where the storm. That's where the storm escaped from its prison, and here the destruction is immense. If you recall, the town of the Ironwood, stands on these sort of stone pillars, right? Stone and earthen pillars. The one that you guys are on now, you can see there is a clear area where there was a bit of a landslide. The temple broke. The ground underneath it also kind of given way, and it caused a landslide from where you currently stand onto the pedestal below, onto the next platform below. That was where the hospital is. was. As you look over the side, I mean, there's significant damage to the hospital. The catastrophe that struck here was... Sorry, I think Hannah's checking on the dogs. But the catastrophe that struck here is significant. It's immense, right? You can see in the manner of the people that go about clearing rubble, collecting stones. It's grim work. There is a weight to their labor, as every time they may have found a body, gave some closure, but it's still tragic. As you can see, there are a few lined up along the side, blankets covering them. Your crew, Captain Lycus, as you instructed, set to work. They try their best to find places to offer some merriment to the townsfolk where they can, but given the grim task ahead of them, such moments are few. So, party. What do you guys want to do? I know that there is some talk of investigating, looking for Elda, but to the rest of you,
Well-
or just as you guys are a group here, before we talk about splitting the party, how do you guys want to play this out?
I think
Well, this
Sorry,
looks like
it's coughing.
manual labor. And nor Lycus, this seems like more your thing.
Uh,
I'm gonna
yes,
leave you to it.
I'll work on digging up Lenza. I believe it was my choice that got her killed, so I'll do what I can.
Well, it was our choice.
No, you guys were asleep. I said go back to I told him to leave. That one's on
Guys,
me.
guys, guys.
Which is
It was Ralavin's choice.
you're right. It was Ralavin's 100% choice to do the
It
killing.
was not our fault. I was thinking I could maybe run around town and help some people rebuild some stuff and give us, put us in a good light as I chat with the townsfolk. AKA, I would like to use my sow rumor feat for the next 2 hours.
So rumor.
So, sow is a
Cow rumor.
cow.
I would like to cow a
believe
I
it's
would like
cow.
to cow
I
rumor.
believe this was a pig.
And a-
Sow?
And a cow.
Oh, maybe it is a
Sounds
pig.
a cow.
I don't know.
I'm gonna cow rumor.
As as you're cowing that rumor, I think we all noticed a bit of tension between our new guests and the refugees. Maybe, as you're talking, just get a quick read of the situation as best you can. If we're going to go into
Female swine.
polite communications and negotiations with them tomorrow or later today,
Yeah.
during dinner, it might be good to let them to be able to, with confidence, tell them kind of where they stand here.
Sure. So above table, because I spaced out for a second, you want me to figure out how everyone feels about Azfast being here?
Yeah. Just to make sure that when we're being like, hey, why should you help us? Oh, because you guys aren't gonna get the help from the people here, and they like us, so we can whatever.
Right.
Above table stuff, yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Understood.
Okay. Luna, you were going to go track down Elda, I believe?
Yeah, I'm gonna open an investigation.
An investigation?
Case of
Without
missing
Mip?
Baroness.
Don't you go
Yep,
solving
so
this
this is
case
solo
without
job.
Mip. I'll be back in 2 hours.
2 hours, too
You
late.
might solve it
honey.
in 2 hours.
I put on the hat. You know what?
Pulls on the
hat-
pipe.
Once the hat's on.
It's over.
Do I have to draw
You can
Luna
meet
with a
me at-
fedora on?
Please don't.
Lady.
Well, if you're gonna go for 2 hours or so, you can always meet up with me. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
gathering information all around. It's gonna take a lot of time.
Okay. Yeah, same here. So we'll meet up.
Okay.
Bring your hat as well.
Yeah, always.
All right.
All right. And then Lycus and Edenor?
To the church we go.
Yeah, let's get digging.
Okay. Lycus and Edenor, we're going to come back to you guys in a little bit.
Mhm.
Luna, you've opened up an investigation into Elda's whereabouts. You're on the case. Tell me, Detective Luna, how do you want to start your investigation? What's your approach here?
I'm gonna think who is most likely to know information about Elda. I would probably try and look for rangers at first. They're the most likely. Before, let's see, gather information. Is it an exploration activity?
Yes, I believe it is.
Okay, I'm just making sure because then I don't think I can cast guidance before I talk to each person.
Well, it's not in the exploration activity list. Detect magic, follow the expert, hustle. Investigate is, though. Investigate is an exploration activity where you would use a recall knowledge to discover clues.
Because this is like specifically like just talking to people to.
Yeah, but if you want to do gather information, let me just have a look see here. Skill actions. Probably under diplomacy. It is an exploration accent. Action.
Accent.
It is an gather information's exploration accent.
That's your exploration accent. Love it.
Yeah. That's Muna's exploration accent is Russian. So
Muna.
you can Muna's.
I am Muna.
Muna's there.
Detective Muna.
Detective Muna. All right, so Detective Muna, you can canvass local markets, taverns, and gathering places in an attempt to learn information about a specific individual or topic. The GM, that's me, determines the DC of the check and the amount of time it will take. Typically 2 hours. That sounds appropriate. So yeah, you can do a quick gather information. On a success, it's a secret check.
Yeah.
I love these.
David, you just
David's
lit
like,
up. Oh, it's a secret check.
It's a secret check. All right, Luna, do you want to do some gathering of some information?
Yeah.
So, Luna, you go to the Ironborn Rangers. That's who you're going to start. That's where you're going to start. Okay. You find your way over to the Ironborn Rangers. Again, this is happening over 2 hours. You make your way from the platform that had the temple through a few different ones, going up and down some of the lifts, climbing a few ironwood staircases, or even a few staircases that are just carved into the rocks, and you find yourself, amongst a collection of very well built, very well maintained tents. You can see a few target dummies on the side, sprouting arrows, weapons lining the wall, several rangers hard at work. Okay, Luna. Let's see here. You are looking for information. Go ahead, give me that gather information check.
I'll say too, like, I know it's a general thing, but sort of questions like trying to find Elder, or if they have any idea of who might know more information on where to find her.
Sure.
If that makes any difference.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, dice.
Come on.
You can do this.
Come
do
on,
this.
baby. No whammies.
Giving you dice.
Ooh. Not good. Not good.
Whoa.
like a whammy to me.
Hey, I'm collecting hero points this session if you want.
You've got
I
two on
should,
you.
because
Yeah,
as
we're
well.
in the second half.
Roll.
Go on, do it.
the next roll is going to be a 15.
16!
Oh, 16!
Hell
Dude,
yeah.
that's 3 for 3. There's something going on.
That's
There's
not
something
bad,
on. 16, it's a diplomacy.
And you get
Wait,
to...
doesn't secret mean you roll?
Oh, that's right. That's okay. I'm going to take the 16. Don't worry. What's your... I'll determine
right.
the DC.
I was,
You won't know
I was
the
just
DC.
clarifying it for the rules lawyers. Like, technically, you probably should have rolled that. You're going to roll lower anyways. My diplomacy is 10, so that would be 26, plus investigation bonus of a +1 circumstance, so 27.
27. All right. With a 27, you were looking for anyone that might have contacted her, you said?
Yeah, like some general questions is either do they know where she is, or what task she was trying to accomplish that led to leaving the Ironwood, that might give an indication, or if they don't really have information on where she might be more specifically, if they know anyone else currently here that might.
What the Rangers tell you is that a 26, the Rangers tell you that Elda and Lenza, before Elda left, she had a meeting here in the Ranger camp with a pair of monks from the Sanctum Metallica.
I hear that sanctum rocks.
You do. The Sanctum Metallica, a pair of monks.
That's right nearby, right? Sanctum Metallica.
It's not too far. That'll be another check to confirm. But yeah, that's a regular success, so you get that bit of information that she met with some monks from the Sanctum Metallica.
Okay. That's a big enough clue there.
That's a pretty big clue. What's your name? Pim.
Who am I?
You're running around town sowing some rumors, right?
Oh yeah, I'm sowing.
Sowing.
So
All right,
I basically
Pim.
want to spread the information that Ralavan was at fault for everything that happened.
Ralavan was
Also
at fault
explain who
for
Ralavan
everything.
is.
I was gonna say, yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna start making this town hate Ralavan.
Okay, so the goal is to make the town hate Ralavan.
And I'm
Ralavan
doing that.
responsible for everything.
Yeah, Ralavan's responsible for like all the dead, Kyra dead, the destruction of the church, everything. So it is deception.
It is deception. I will be honest with you. Okay? You're going to roll your deception. This DC is going to be... I'll give you the DC now before you make your check.
Oh boy.
It's a secret
DC?
deception check.
It's okay. I'm going to have you roll it.
I prefer that.
The DC is going to be 26.
Okay.
The reason it's going to be a 26, it's higher than the average DC for your level. The reason it's going to be that is because as you are going about, this is a common thing that comes up. Nobody knows who Ralavan is.
Right.
So you're pinning this on somebody that nobody has really seen.
Yeah.
The
So
Pokemon.
this is, so I'm going to allow you to make the attempt.
Okay.
But because nobody knows who he is, that's
the
it's gonna be a couple-
Illuminati.
Would it be
The church?
would it be better to say Ralavan as an extension of the conquering host, like to give them an enemy?
Yeah.
That might
contract,
be that.
I mean,
that might be something that at
that's a
least
good
people can
call.
point fingers at.
That's a good call. I would say like an agent of the conquering host who was behind the kidnappings. Named Ralavan. Might as well get his name out there.
I'll throw it in there.
I don't know. Hang on. So do we even need this check? Because you're not really sowing any sort of rumors here, right? This is
Well,
just
I
like
specifically
the
want people to think that Ralavan
It's
is
just
at
the
fault
news?
for both Lenza
Kyra.
and Kyra's deaths.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
We're doing a Lens and Kyra. Okay.
Yeah.
Hang on.
We're pinning the whole thing on him.
It's all on
All right.
Rally.
Second thought. I'm gonna go ahead and reclaim my secret check here.
Oh,
no.
okay.
And a
Yeah.
tornado. Let's like everything. Let's just.
Yeah.
Wait,
What's your
listen,
modifier?
What's the
what's your
point of
modifier?
a secret check here? Like,
The point is, you don't know the result.
okay.
Yeah, so he can lie
Okay.
through his teeth.
Everybody, shut the fuck up and watch his face.
Okay, my modifier is
I want to see his gums.
plus. I want to see his gums.
Show me them.
How intense are you feeling?
Max,
Show me
I don't know
them.
if you're gonna get to use it before the end of the session, but take a 0 point.
That's good. Nice callback. Nice callback. All right, I'm a master of deception. My modifier
All right.
is plus 18.
Plus 18. Okay. All right, you're going around town, sowing your rumor. You run into a few different townsfolk, right? You run into people who are anyone who would talk to you. Maybe even being Pim. Maybe even some people who won't talk to you, right?
Oh, can I
You
add,
are a
real quick? I want to add because I know that bitches are spreading rumors about a gnome having murdered what's his bucket. Ralavan's fault for that too. Just put it on the list. Just put it on the list. I'm clearing my name today.
good catch. Good catch. I recalled that knowledge. and I'm glad you did too.
Yeah.
Um.
I almost forgot.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? That it comes up too when you're going around sowing your rumors. People are asking, right? Guys, I know it's sowing. I'm just being a dick.
I literally I have this whole time I thought it was sowing. So it just sounds normal
It's
to
okay.
me.
Okay. It's like sowing like seeds, right?
Got it.
As you
Sympathize.
are, yeah. Hey, I get shit too, right? So I'm gonna give it back when I can.
Gift, Max.
Also, too. Session title.
That's what it
Okay.
Pim looks like running around it.
I'm not gonna look at it. Pim, you're going around town. You're running into people. You definitely hear people saying, "Oh, well, I thought it was a gnome that killed old what's his bucket."
No. 'Twas
You're
not.
saying it was. 'Twas not. You're really saying it was this relevant feller,
It was.
An agent of the
And
conquering
yours?
host.
an
Yeah.
agent of the conquering host.
Yeah, bad guy. Bad man. Wears blindfold.
I
Yeah,
tell
you hear about that
conquering
weather
host-
on up there in the Iron
That
Hills.
is, Ironwood conquering host. That cold front coming in on the Ironwood
I
there.
was gonna say cold front.
A different little gnome told me some similar things. Oh my god!
You heard about it too.
It's
Mhm.
working.
Seems pretty bad.
That humidity
Oh.
must have caused that tornado there too.
I'm sowing so hard right now.
I heard it was a vampire what made that tornado.
And did you hear Kyra was a vampire? I think that one might be a lie, but that's crazy.
That's crazy. Kyra de Muerto's a vampire?
Pim just slowly backs up, moving on to the next crowd to influence.
Okay.
Everything
what
turns
else?
into a Midwestern like bingo tournament chatting.
So,
And it
what is the
always ends-
demographic age of this like area? Because it's old, apparently.
Yeah, and it always ends with
I
an
was gonna
update on the
say-
weather. What do you think the weather's gonna do this weekend, eh?
Oh,
Boy, we
old
sure needed
bones,
the
they're really
rain.
hurting.
We needed the rain. That's right.
We needed the rain.
Okay. Anyway, secret check.
I made it.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. What
Yeah.
now?
While you guys were making
We're
fun of it, I
sowing.
went ahead and made their check.
Oh,
So
okay,
I
so
know
it's
what the
done.
result is.
All right.
Yeah.
I think
we
it went
just
well.
roleplayed it.
I mean, I feel like it went really well. I think everyone liked
Yeah,
me
it's-
and everyone believed me. So
Yeah.
2 hours later, Luna, you are leaving the ranger camp. What did you roll again?
5,000.
Oh, for gather information.
26?
Yeah.
27. It was
Give me an
26 and then
investi-
plus 1.
28?
Give me an investigation check here as well.
35? I think it was 37.
Uh,
1 out of 41.
You know,
we just
I think
round
it
up to
was 40.
50, right?
Yeah. That's the house rule.
You say investigation, but what falls under that?
I
Oh,
believe it's a
investigate.
perception check.
It says you
Sure.
you use recall knowledge as
Oh,
a
that's
secret
right, you're right.
check.
Oh, that's
Discover
right. It's
clues
recall
on-
knowledge. Okay, you're right. Let me go ahead. Oh yeah, I have a dice roller, I have a digital dice roller that I can do hidden rolls on. Nifty.
Yeah, but you don't roll as well as me.
check.
Can you try to roll better?
Do you want to call your check? Do you want to call your what I got?
Well, let's see if this works.
Yeah, see if it works. What
didn't roll yet,
what are you
right?
calling? I just rolled.
I'm thinking like a 9.
I'm gonna say too. I got the exact same thing I got for Pim.
I think that's good. I think that's good. I
It
think that's
seems
good, guys.
okay. It seems okay. What
So,
is the
What's your modifier?
for what?
For
Perception?
investigation. Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to use
No, because
perception?
it just says
Yeah.
recall knowledge for it.
Yes, I'm making a recall knowledge. Let's go. I'm gonna go with perception. Give me your perception modifier.
What about society?
No.
Okay.
What about Arcana?
No.
What about deception? Acrobatics?
What's the modifier? And add your stupid investigation bonus.
Stealth? Perception is plus 12.
And that's with your bonus?
Oh,
That's not with the
so
investigation
that's
bonus,
plus 12 and then
right?
plus 1, so plus do like plus 13.
Okay. Okay.
Not very
You-
perceptive, are you?
You find one thing as well with a result. with your result, You find, as you are making your way through the Rangers camp here, again, you learned about the monks who came and visited. They met with Lenza, they met with Elda. And they also show you, because they hear you guys have a bit. The rumors have been sound that you guys are friends. You know, people know that Lenza was actually quite close with your crew. In fact, people were talking about the fact that Lenza had a bit of a thing for a fella on your crew.
Really liked his wings, you know.
Some
You
nice
like-
wings.
You were allowed access into Lenza's tent, and with your result, you found Lenza's journal.
Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Reader diary.
Now
reader
here's
diary.
the thing about this diary that you I don't know if you attempt to read it. Luna, do you attempt to read somebody else's diary?
I'm a detective on the case.
Is it full of
So this is
smut
professional
about Edenor?
curiosity. Got it.
Yeah.
It's full of angel
There's-
smut, isn't it?
You. Well, now it is. The last 2 pages, raunchy. But
Just wait for
Here's
the
the thing.
sequel.
you're making that. You're able to make that determination based off the sketches. Lenzo is a pretty deft hand at sketching. Unfortunately, though, she is a leader of the Ironborn Rangers. Wrote this in code.
Ooh.
Now, with your result, unfortunately, you were unable to crack said code, but you do have the journal. Your result didn't crack the code immediately, but you can attempt that later on if you'd like.
Just trying to see if there's any. Can I? What is the word I'm looking for here? I think there's code writing and there's another word to like a
Decrypting.
deciphering tool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cipher.
Cipher. We have a cipher.
We got a whole big
Yeah.
old cipher.
I don't know if I'd say you
We
have
should
a
have
cipher. There is a cipher.
It's the royal we.
The royal we is in the campaign.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll definitely. I was waiting to see if you were gonna like try and lie to me because I do have a way against that as well because I'm a detective.
Oh, I can't lie to you?
You can lie, but then I have a thing
Oh.
to figure out if you're lying or
And
not.
it's if
Oh,
your
not-
PCs lie, not if David lies.
Not exactly, but it hints at it. But I'm
Okay.
taking a journal.
Yeah, so you got the journal. Okay. And yeah, later on, if you want to make another check to investigate more about the journal or like put the thing together, you can. But at this point, 2 hours later, I'm going to say yourself and Pim meet up outside of the ranger camp. Okay. The lads, Edenor and Lycus, you guys are doing a bit of helping clear rubble. The two of you hard at work. The labor at 2 hours in is quite intense. I mean, there are chunks of wall to be moved. Some places that it's still standing, but it's not even worth keeping up. So they're talking about like strategically, knocking it down.
What would
Give
you
me
say
a
the
little-
bulk is of some of these like rocks? Spitballing.
Let's ask Archive of Nethys. Bulk. Player core 2, bulk rules. Call it a bulk of 5, why don't we? This entry is usually carry a bulk of. A suit of armor usually carries a bulk of 1. Yeah, we'll call it a bulk of 5. Some of the stones. I mean, here's the thing, right? There's all sorts of range of stones, right? If you are thinking you want to move some of the big ones, right, like at the max of your lifting range, even with like, I know you got the belt. Yeah, you can definitely be working on some of the larger bits and stuff.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, I would say don't worry about the bulk. We'll just say you're picking the ones that you can. It would push you, I imagine, if you want to, right?
Right.
You could definitely use the easy ones too.
It'll well, it's just anything that's. I just have a higher threshold of whatever is considered
Sure.
waitlist. So
Yeah,
waitlist. So
Yeah. Do you use your belt though? Like, do you activate it?
So if it's just worn, it has some passives to it. If I
Sure.
use an assisted left, it's 2 actions. Then, I wouldn't think, because that's more of like, it's not like an exploratory thing.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
this would be more just using it as it just naturally
As it just naturally is, yeah. And that doesn't cause any sort of issues.
Yeah.
But if at any point you decide, yeah, maybe there's a particular large chunk of rubble that you need, you think you're gonna use your belts at any point, let me know.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay. Lycus,
Yeah.
well, the two of you, as you're kind of digging away at this, any conversations, anything you want to look at in particular, or if you want, I know you guys mentioned you're trying to find Lensa. I'm also happy to take checks for finding Lensa, but I'll give you a
Yeah.
second here if you want to flavor the approach somehow.
First of all, the 3 of us, my Eidolon is helping.
True.
Also, as far as like taking a moment to say anything, because I'm definitely gonna do some perception checks. I want to find
Excuse me.
the bodies and stuff. I do want to bring up to Edinor. So just to know we're on the same page. How are you feeling about Azafast just kind of showing up? Because as far as my opinion on the matter goes, they're not that much better than the Conquering Host, realistically. I mean,
Well, maybe a different form of slavery, perhaps, but what they're doing with magic concerns me more.
it does seem a bit dangerous. I don't know too much about it. My magic usually tends to just kind of work, so
It's how they're collecting it. It is unnatural. I find it surprising that the adherents to the Pantheon have allowed it. It feels wrong. Just feels wrong.
I don't know how to bring this up again, but I don't think your Pantheon is really doing.
I have my shirt
lot.
open. I just kind of like pull it over, and you just see it's like the brand is pulsing. It feels wrong.
I'm sure it does, but between the fight between us and this monstrous cleric, the abuses of these people, despite the support of whatever's going on, their adherence to some god of order, I don't know. You're the god guy. Reach out to them, talk to them, because something's not right. And if they come back saying it is, I don't know if we could trust that.
Well, what I can say is that things are a little different nowadays. Things have changed a bit, but I would say there are some gaps from the transference. So it is not all the same. But we will have to continue to investigate. I do believe eventually, I don't know how we're going to do it with you, to be honest. If everybody in Azvast seems to know who you are, which I find quite interesting. I'd love to learn more about some of these reasons, but
I was a pretty big pirate. I was pretty good.
when we first met, I feel like you downplayed some of your activities.
I said I'm the greatest pirate who ever lived.
Yeah,
to your
well,
face.
Whoever says that, it never truly means that.
That was pretty fucking good.
Well, you seem to have irritated enough important people.
Isn't that the truth?
But
By
we
the way,
really,
Edinor,
yes.
keep an eye out for the captain in particular. He doesn't seem to be fully in charge of everything up there, but he is a monster. He'll kill anyone.
I was suggested to discuss some religious questions with him. I would like to learn more about his thoughts.
Just be
It'd be
careful.
interesting.
He is dangerous physically, and that is unavoidable. But even beyond that, he's dangerous in other ways. His words, his propaganda, it's nothing to be taken lightly.
Hmm. We will have to see. We'll have to see.
Okay.
We may have. It seems like we keep bouncing around from perspective problems at this point.
Yeah. Well, everything seems to be kind of coming towards the Ironwood, so at least we're in the right spot for now.
For now, but realistically speaking, I think our most pressing concern is to get the ship set up. Do what we can here to tie up loose ends and save our crew. And while I do care about the iron, and I'm saying some of this stuff more quietly, as we're like lifting stuff around, while I do care about the people of the Ironwood, our crew comes first.
Agreed.
And the safety of the crew comes first. If we can't keep ourselves safe, we can't save anyone else. So I think we need to make sure that we go and save them, and one thing at a time.
Well, we got 24 hours.
Yes. We have 24 hours. And as we're doing this, could I roll a perception check just to see how things are progressing? If I spot some stuff.
What I was thinking of doing actually was maybe dividing and conquering here.
Sure.
Edenor, you are moving the rubble. I definitely want to have you do an athletics check.
Sure.
Lycus, let's have you do the perception check. As Edenor is doing a lot of the heavy lifting, and Lycus is there kind of, talking to him. I mean, Lycus, you kind of broached the conversation, right? Let's have we'll have one check of each.
I'm going to use a hero point.
I kind of want to use a hero point, but I got just slightly above average.
We're at call time coming up soon, so this is a thing. Think about it.
All right.
I just don't know if I'm going to get above an 11 with this roller.
I did get a 26.
All right.
I would.
Yeah.
You wouldn't?
Not on this digital roller. It's like.
Was that the
You did it,
second
huh?
roll?
You had to do it, huh?
You just had to prompt him to do it, didn't you?
Well, Nigel said he wouldn't, so of course I would.
Exactly.
That was the trigger. Okay.
Is that your last hero point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
8 plus whatever. I don't know what your modifier is, though.
I'll say
13 if
Yeah.
I'm doing visuals.
yeah,
so-
visuals. So 13.
21.
Okay. Edenor did very well. So here's how this looks. It is a lot of Lycus saying, I think it was over here. We do a lot of digging, move a lot of rubble. No. Maybe over here. And Lycus, so here, as you guys are,
So classic.
you do eventually find an iron coffin. An iron coffin that is unique, as it is buried under the rubble. Nigel's pointing at me.
No, I'm pointing at Edna.
Edenor pulls out his sword just in case. But
You
really.
you don't need to, Edenor, because
Okay.
as you clear the rubble, the coffin in which Lensa was placed was rather unique. It was lined with spikes, and the front of it was kind of like a split door, so it would kind of open like this, like double
Sure.
doors. So you find it was left open when you guys had found it, almost as again as a way to kind of taunt all of you. So what you unearthed under the rubble, looks like one side is closed, one side is open. So it's a pretty gruesome sight. We don't need to get into the details. But you are able to find that coffin buried beneath the rubble.
And we find Lenza there.
You do.
So that's not. That was you.
What was that one? Is that initiative? Because
No.
Lenza pops up.
Oh no.
No, that was. I was. I keep
Messing
touching
with the
stuff
roller?
in the roller, and it just keeps rolling.
No problem. All right. So you all do find Lenza. You find immediately what's apparent to the two of you is that this was clearly an execution. This was clearly a message, a promise of violence that was left for you to discover. I think having met Ralavin and seeing Lenza here, it's clear. But you were able to recover her body.
As I come up to the body, I'll just look down at Lenza. One thing I will promise you, Lenza, wherever you may be, I will get him. And he won't survive. None of his people will survive. That I will promise. And then I pull out just a candle and light it as I'm prepping the body and whatnot to kind of try and get it out and
You're able to do
wrap
so.
it. Yeah.
While I'm down there, just to, because I am right above it when everything collapsed, I'd like to pick up the water flask.
Your face. Weren't expecting that.
It fell down right on top of her.
Where'd that
I
two
remember-
go that you rolled? Roll a perception check, Lycus.
No, I don't want to roll perception.
I'm not gonna.
Someone
have
aid
you-
me.
But I'm gonna have you.
Hey, that's not bad.
15
not bad.
plus.
13,
13.
Ooh, yeah.
28.
That's enough.
You're digging around. You move a few pieces of stone, a few splintered doors, and you find what looks a couple things. You find a couple of bodies of the vamps that you guys did eliminate. You find a dust-covered flask, and you kind of pull it up. You think, oh, this might be it, and it sloshes, and you pull it open, but no, it's actually just somebody's old wineskin. And unfortunately, Lycus, you don't find the flask, but just as you were about to give up hope, you look over and there's a townsfolk who goes, "Oh, look what I found while we were digging around!" And you can see that they have the wineskin, the decanter in their hand. I'm not sure. I lost my wineskin earlier, you see, so I found this one. I think it'll make a good replacement.
You want some wine? I have some right here for you. Here, please.
Oh, my wineskin!
Oh, that was in my flask. It's not good.
Huh.
In the wine in there is not of high quality. Here, let me trade you.
Who are you again?
Lycus Stratus, Captain Merryfolk.
Oh, the Berry Folk. I've heard rumors about the crew in town. I heard you got brought into that bad business with these vampire creatures.
Oh yeah, they beat the shit out of me. Huge scar. It's bad. But yeah, you don't want to drink out of that. I make my own frog wine. If you have never had it, it can mess you up pretty bad.
I've never had it, so here, I don't want to be messed up pretty bad.
It is quite disgusting.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh my god.
Tucks it back away.
would you like a sip of some regular wine?
I would love some.
You and your friend have been doing some hard work out here.
Indeed. You know, we actually just recovered Lenza's body. How about?
So actually, I don't want to take away from Max's moment. So what's going to happen is this is kind of playing out like it's in the background as Edenor is, finds the coffin and stuff like that.
Why don't we get some people and pay our respects?
Oh, it's a damn shame. A damn shame. Curse that Ralavan.
Yeah, fuck that
And
guy.
the conquering host.
Yeah.
For all that they've done.
Damn, Pim is good.
Who's Pim? And as you rally the townsfolk together, you and Edenor create something of a procession that pulls Lensa out of the ruined temple. Edenor, you've got Lensa in your arms as you, Lycus, and a company of strangers proceed to find a place to lay her to rest properly, in a way that the leader of the Ironborn Rangers is deserving. Someplace where she can rest peacefully. Someplace where she won't be bothered by people like Ralavan who come to her town and invade her privacy. Speaking of which, Luna, you have her diary, and you are looking to decipher it?
Yeah, if possible, especially with Pim there.
I before we pivot away too
Sure.
much,
Yeah,
did
please,
we
sorry.
happen to find Uzana in there?
With the checks that you guys have, I will say you found Lensa first. So
Okay, but we did find Uzana?
you did not.
Okay.
You did not. I will say, if you want to spend more time looking, you can.
That could be post all the Lensa stuff.
Post
I think that would
Lensa
be
burial.
go back,
Okay.
take a look, with less.
Yeah.
eyes.
There's a lot of things to clean up,
Mhm.
right? And Lensa's just geographically, Lensa's
Was the closest. Yeah.
closest, yeah, and like most on the ledge of the platform that you're on. Okay. Now we have a decipher writing check coming from Luna. Pim, you can attempt to aid. I will allow you to aid or guide to provide some sort of bonus.
What? Let's go. Okay, so guide will.
First of all.
Hang on,
Here-
sorry, Nigel, what did you say?
No, it would have to be because I'm already getting a circumstance. Unless you crit success, I'm already getting a circumstance bonus of +1 from my for it being one of the cases I have open.
True.
Okay, so status bonus you need.
Status or item. Yeah.
I think that's guidance.
Let me make sure. Pretty sure you're right.
No,
Status.
status bonus.
Yeah. So I will cast a little cantrip. And while Luna is looking through this diary, Pim just goes like a shadow of green sparkles.
Well, tell you what. No, tell you what.
Oh.
Let's go ahead. Let me. Okay, you're using guidance. Never mind. Go ahead. Okay, give me. So that was the flavor of your spell.
Yeah, just a little cantrip.
A little thematic component cantrip business. Okay.
A little blah, blah, blah.
A little blah, blah, blah. Luna. Go ahead, make your decipher writing check.
So we're looking at a +21 right now.
Okay.
+21. Damn.
+21. Noted. That's pretty good. Let's see what he gets.
Uh,
I want to see the roll.
I know. I'm looking.
Give us the
I'm
roll.
so nervous.
I'm guessing 11.
Oh!
This
All
might
right,
be the
okay.
best
Plus-
roll we've ever had.
21.
39.
39!
It's been
That
a night.
might be the highest roll we've seen.
Bro, Nige, you're on fire
Ew.
tonight.
That was really good.
That was
Okay,
epic.
Finally.
that
We
is a crit
know
success.
everything.
Now, here's what's crazy too, right? Remind me. I just want to kind of quick check. Your cognitive crossover, the two skills you chose are Arcana and Religion.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what's wild. As you are looking at Lensa's text, Luna, your mind is so fucking crazy that you were as you're looking through it, you realize that you need something of a cipher to translate this. Okay, a cipher meaning that it would have some sort of code that offers you the translations. A lot of times, the way this would work is that you would need the actual thing to do the translation. The book that you would require, though, is one that you are so familiar with that you don't even really need it present with a critical success. And that is the Book of Oros, specifically the Saga of Korome. Because Lensa was a devout follower of Korome, the god of protection. And you recognize, as you are reading this, as between knowing that you need the book and then knowing what you would, know, and recognizing what book to use, yeah. As with a crit success, I would say not only you recognize the ciphers there and the code to crack it.
Yeah.
Now, there is a good deal of stuff in here. I'll give you this probably in maybe some text over the between sessions here.
Yeah.
But one thing that you do recognize in Lensa's journal, something that she recorded, is that meeting with the monks. She records vaguely some details. She notes that she doesn't trust putting down on paper what she has learned.
Wait.
Later,
Elda met with the monks. Lenza was there too?
Lensa was there too. Elda and Lensa met with the monks.
Okay.
Right, and it confirms Elda's meeting. This happened on the 26th of Alizaros, according to Lensa's journal. You learn that the monks have recruited Elda to heal somebody. That Elda has been called to the Sanctum Metallica because the condition of someone is so dire that the Sanctum Metallica, a place that teaches rangers, monks, and clerics, no one has the skills required to heal this individual. Now, the individual's name is never given in the text, but what is clear is the last line, one of the last lines before we get to the Edenor smut, is, "What's the point of prayer when I know you can't hear me?" And as you all chew over this information, this is where we're going to go ahead and call our session of Sandsea Saga. This will be the end of session 53, Sandsea Saga. We'll come back with session 54 in 2 weeks. Crew, I will leave you with the information that you have discovered. Lensa knows some shit. Elda has been called to heal someone at the Sanctum Metallica. And my camera is shaking again. Will that continue in session 54?
Earthquake.
Tune in next time.
Tune in next time here. All right. Guys, as we're heading out for this evening, let's do a quick round of thank yous and goodbyes. Let's start with the the rumor sowing expert, Comedian Eckle.
I'm Pamina Ackle, played by Hannah Morant. Oops, didn't mean to say my last name. We'll edit that out in post. And yep, when I'm not here playing Paminia, I'm playing a whole bunch of other characters on a handful of different campaigns here on this channel. You might see me over on Tales Archived, so definitely go check out Tales Archived. And that's me.
That's okay. Ollie gives his last name every session.
That's true.
Every time.
You straight up say
First,
your
middle,
full name.
and last.
Luna, first and last name, please.
Social security number, mother's maiden name.
As someone who does deal in cybersecurity and so on, I would want to make it a little bit difficult for my
Right. your
stolen.
first cat's name as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is probably your password for everything.
My name's Nigel. I played Lunazar Elbans, the detective, in tonight's session. Can't wait to find out more about the Mystica Metallica
Close.
next time.
Sanctum Metallica.
Sanctum Stop.
Stop.
Nailed it.
Even closer.
Don't forget the
And
apostrophes.
Edenor, your name's pretty common. There's going to be like 110 results for you. if
Oh,
someone tries
so
to search
many.
it. 110.
Exactly.
That's probably way more than that.
I am your average white boy. I would
white
be
man.
on a citizenship test, so study up on me, David. I'm Max.
I'm just gonna put your name in for all my answers.
The
Exactly.
first president of the United States.
Max. Insert other name. But hashtag blessed. Very excited to see what happens next time. I've got some interesting things that I've got planned out. So we're going to have to see what's going to happen.
You're
Ollie.
gonna get to lay to rest your not girlfriend,
Could have been
Mhm.
lover.
but potentially in another life. All right,
In
us.
another life.
Yes. I have been your captain, Lycus D. Stratus. You can find me online under that same pseudonym. And as far as things coming up, later this week on Friday, we're going to be doing some Terra Talking, where we break down some ideas in Terra, refine it, rewrite it, and get it ready for shipping or something. I don't know. Talking out my ass there.
Someday.
Our current Terra Mahia campaign is on hold as I prepare for the next campaign, which sounds like everyone wants to more or less continue in the general scope of the world. So we're going back to the Toot Guild Hall, and we'll pick up from there. And then, yeah. I'm in a number of different things here, so just keep an eye on Stealthy Elf Productions as we are growing. Got 1 follower today. Let's go. So thanks, guys.
All right, Dave, make it 2.
You out there, be our second
You.
follower of the day.
We know you're not
You.
following. So do it. Then head over to
We
YouTube and
know.
do that shit too.
We know it all. Everything.
Guys, I've been your GM this evening. My name is David. My pronouns are he, him. You can catch me here as the game master of all of our Heroes of Histaeria games. That is Sandsea, Saga, Unearthed Inheritance, and New World Rebellion. And then, like Hannah, I also show up over on Tales Archived on occasion because Alec likes us and not the rest of these fools. I'm just playing. All right, guys. We will see you. We don't have anything on tomorrow, but we do have Terra on Friday, and then Unearthed Inheritance this same time on a week from now, and then Sandsea will be back for 2 weeks. In 2 weeks.
In dos weeks.
Dos
See
weekos.
that? Okay. Thank you guys so much for.
On that note.
We got to get out of here before we really fuck up.
Ooh, don't
See you guys.
cancel us.
Get us out! Get us out!
Yeah,
of
I
here.
love you. Bye.
These are people who can speak.
Bye.
Shh.